Bert, I really want to see you naked.
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 Let's measure some balls.
What's up? Thanks for watching. If you want to come see us live, there are tickets available for us at the New York City Comedy Festival this Friday, November 12th, 6:30 p.m. at the Gramercy Theater. Buy your tickets now. We'll see you there.
I have heartburn.
You're just bizarrely good at all that
No,
shit.
as I was explaining to them, I was like, a lot of it, you start thinking it's talent. It's not talent. It's just white privilege. I grew up in a country club. Like, I remember the first time. Are we rolling?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I did a triathlon, and the guy was like, "I got a trainer. Men's Health set me up to do a triathlon," and they were like, "We got a triathlete trainer for you," and he puts me in the pool, and he goes, "All right, how are you with swimming?" I said, "Pretty good," and he goes, "Okay, there's two types of people. There are people who can swim, and there are people who know how to swim." And I was like, "Oh, I know how to swim." And he was like, "Let me see it." And he was like, "Oh wow, you got a good stroke." And I was like,
do
"Oh yeah,
know, yeah.
oh I fucking grew up in Speedos."
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I can't do a butterfly. Never could do a butterfly.
That's like dancing almost. You gotta have your body in motion. That's a weird one.
Fun when people go because I was on the swim team growing up as a kid, and then did it in high school, and I was a pretty good freestyle swimmer.
Yeah,
and it's funny when people go, "Oh, I'll race you swimming," and you're like, "I'll fucking destroy you,
dust you,"
because there are certain things that you can do, like how your hand enters the water, what
you
you do
cup
when you
it, how
come
you
in.
breathe,
yeah,
all that.
all those things where you go, "Oh, there's no fucking chance in hell."
Right.
We rented a house last year, like a ski house, and we went with a couple of people from work, and they had a pool in it, and like a heated pool indoors, and we all got drunk, and we were like, "All right, let's have like a relay races." Like it was like 3 guys versus 3 guys. And it was just their back, not an Olympic pool or anything like that. It was just their back, and I was tired for weeks afterwards.
Swimming's a motherfucker,
Dude,
fucking hard.
And swimming is something that creeps up on you when you're drunk. A lot of people. When we were in Greece, this is like right after I got back from Russia. After Russia, we went and toured Europe and like just backpacked. We were in Greece, and there were these girls out there, and that we met. One girl's name is Jenny. I only remember that because it was right after Forrest Gump, and my buddy Weecho kept going, "Jenny." And I said to them, it was just me and these 2 girls, and they said, "Let's swim out to this boat." And I go, "Well, there could be someone on it." And they're like, "No, it's been out there all day. There's no one on it." And I go, "All right, we'll swim out, but it looks pretty far. Are you guys good swimmers?" They're like, "Of course." We all get naked. We all start swimming, and I realize very quickly one of the girls does not know how to swim at all. Right now, we are naked,
like floundering.
They're in panties and bras. Yeah. I'm in nothing. I don't wear underwear. I'm in.
When you strip to your,
I'm naked.
Nothing.
I'm naked.
Are you? Do you look around and you're like, all right, so I got ahead of the game here.
I'm skinny at the time. Yeah,
but are you like, all right, why isn't anyone else naked? Like I should have waited to see what you guys did.
1, 2, 3, everyone go at the same time.
It's like in high school. I was trying to make this analogy in high school when they were like, "All right, everyone get in the showers." It's a game of poker because everyone wants to see the first dick. The first dick is like, "Oh, you're a 2-7? Oh, I can show you, man. I got pocket rockets." So we swam out, and this one girl clearly can't swim, and I said, "We need to swim back in." And they're like, "No." The other girl's now on their way to the boat, and so I had that girl get on my back, and I just breaststroked like it was my child.
Wow.
Yeah. And I got her to the boat, and I was like, we got in the boat.
Fuck?
I was gassed.
Yeah.
I was gassed.
Yeah.
I remember sitting there not caring what my cock looked like. And it was, by the way,
survival
the boat was
mode.
way smaller when we got there. And it was like, it literally, we just stopped at a boat and then took a breather and swam back.
I would take the boat fucking in. We're gonna find a way to turn this shit on because these 2 can't swim.
For real.
This kid was born and raised on Long Island. Can't swim.
Yeah, I'm not going to out certain people. There's a lot of comedians that can't swim.
Now, when you say that, meaning like if I threw them in a pool, they die, or like they're going to they just can't like do a stroke.
I think that people confuse being comfortable in the water with swimming.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll tell you one person that definitely does. T-Pain.
I did not see that coming. Meaning what? He thinks he can.
T-Pain knows he can't swim, but he definitely. He's like, I don't mind getting in a pool, but like I can't swim. And I was like, that's really dangerous. Yeah. It's like how I smoked pot all through high school. It's like, this could be really bad. Or it could be fun. Or I could not feel anything.
Well, we had a challenge with these 2. They're going to do a triathlon of our making, a fake triathlon. One of them is just swimming because he almost died when he was a kid. like a baby, so he has like a traumatic experience. Jackie, you just can't swim, right?
I just don't know.
Yeah, and she's from California.
Really?
It's like,
Well, I just never was taught how to swim.
which is like, what? How does
I
that happen?
don't know if anyone taught me.
Yeah, somebody taught you.
I mean, I guess.
Well, it was probably more like, you're in Florida, you're just born in the water, like you know,
Yeah.
you just grow up in it. but
Oceans are an easier place to learn, maybe, because on the Gulf. The Gulf was
It's
different
not, it's not
waves,
rough.
no
Okay,
waves.
I was gonna say.
And
Otherwise, I vehemently disagree.
Jesus is on tour with me. Jesus Trejo. We went on the Hot Summer Nights tour when we were doing drive-in movie theaters, and he's told us he couldn't swim, and we taught him how to swim.
You taught him?
We taught him how to swim.
Because usually late in life, it's tough because then you have the fear and you're
Can I
embarrassed.
tell you what helped Jesus the most was a mask and snorkel, because a lot of it for him was the fear of what's underwater. So
then
he
once you
spent
get past that?
he spent the whole first day just looking in the water.
Oh,
and
so you're talking
breathing
about like the ocean, though, right?
No, we were in a pool in New Orleans.
No, we were at the Marriott, dude.
We were in a hotel pool in New Orleans.
So just the fear of being not like what's under there because there's nothing in the pool. Just being under there is what
Just
made
being
him uncomfortable.
underwater.
Got it.
Scary.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
idea
yeah.
of going underwater is
Yeah.
scary if you don't know.
Yeah.
I actually, it fucks me up with like scuba gear. I can't do that because like that
never
is
scuba dive.
so like intense. Like
That's a weird thing. That's
Yeah,
like,
you're
you're
like,
not supposed to be underwater breathing, and you are.
Yeah, so the first time I went scuba diving, like my first open water dive was at like 90 feet, which you should not do. Like I take that back. My first one was at 40 feet at dusk, and
Oh my God.
I watched my dive buddy die in front of me, like this close to death. Callie is her name. Callie Zandri, I think, is her last name. We go. Our teacher his name's Zen. He did not speak any English. He was Chinese.
that's a fucking hard thing to do with a scuba instructor.
No English. No English.
And where is this?
In Fiji. And I think it's Fiji or Bali, one of the two.
Those are the same.
And so we go. We've done all our pool stuff in Denver, and then we have to, in order to get certified, we have to do one more thing. We have to go in the open ocean. All we really had to do, if I remember correctly, was get down on our knees at 40 feet. She drops her regulator. She says, "I'm out of air." I then give her my regulator, and I take my squib, right? So that we're at 40 feet, it's dusk. This guy doesn't speak English. We're on our knees. We can barely see each other. It's dark underwater. And she drops her thing. It's so easy. I give her my thing. I grab my thing, and as I grab my thing, she forgets to blow the air out of it and breathes in water.
Oh fuck.
And goes and grabs mine. And is like, and I'm like, oh fuck, we're not both dying down here. But we're this close, and I see the panic of like, I'm gonna die in her eyes.
Holy fuck.
And
I'm getting.
this dude Zen, fucking John Holmes to her hard as fuck. He grabs his squib, right? Shoves it in her mouth and just starts hosing her with oxygen. Just pumping her up like a balloon. So she's like coughing it out the water, coughing, breathing, and then he looks at both of us. He goes, "We're going up." So we go up.
And then at 45 feet, you still have to go slowly, right?
No, it's
or
40
can
feet.
you just go?
I'm sure I'm exaggerating. 40 feet,
Okay.
whatever it was.
But what is it?
The
You
kind
can
where you
just
can
go
just
up.
go straight up.
Okay.
And so we go up, and he goes, "It's done." And I said, "Hold on." I was like, "Callie, are you sure?" She's like, "If I don't go back down and do this again right now, I'll
never
never
do it
scuba
again."
dive."
Yeah.
So we go back down.
I would have said that. You're right, and I would have been like, and guess what? I'm never scuba diving again. That would have been it for me.
Scuba
Good for
diving
you
is
guys.
scary as fuck, in my opinion. And I've done it a lot, enough. I have panic attacks when I scuba dive.
That's I've only done it once in the Bahamas, and it was like I got maybe 15 feet out, and I was like, "Fuck this, never mind. We're not doing this."
It's not,
once
like,
you get
natural.
cool with it, it's fun as fuck.
Yeah.
But like the
It takes a
initial
lot.
disappearing into nothing. Like we did a dive at 90 feet. The boat was at 90 feet. That's the bottom. You could start seeing stuff at like 45, I'm guessing. You could see the mast at 45, but you couldn't see it. And there was a fucking thunderstorm. We were in a steel boat. We were in Fiji. You can't even get your shit. It's so much movement. You get in the water, and then everyone just starts disappearing. No one's like, "We'll do this together." Everyone's just like, "See ya." and then I start going, and then I go, I can't do this. Nothing I want is down there. Everything I want's up there. And I just kick back up. And my dive instructor, who looked like Junior Seau, but was a chick.
Oh no! Oh no! That poor woman.
She kicks back up, kicks back up. She smelled like curry.
Not get better.
I know that because I ran out of air and I had to buddy breathe with her on the way up.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, you sound like you've almost died several times scuba diving. Stop scuba diving.
At 90 feet, we weren't not supposed to go to 90 feet. We're supposed to go to 60 and swim around the top of the boat.
That's a big difference.
But I went to the fucking bottom not knowing. And then it is like drastically different to breathe at 90. You can maybe stay down there for 10 minutes. To breathe at 60, you can stay down there for like 45 minutes. So I used up all my air. And then she comes up, looks at my air, and she's like, we're going up. But to get me down, I kick back up, and she kicks back up, and she's like, you okay? And I was like, I don't know what accent I'm doing. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. She goes, we're going down. And I was like, I'm a little scared. She goes, don't be scared. Let's go. And just hits my PC. And I just looking into her eyes as I go, and she keeps going, like breathing. And I just...
Have you ever seen that video of the dude free diving in the world's deepest free dive indoors? The world's deepest pool. It is. See if you can pull it up. It's fucking.
Because there's like levels to it.
Like
right?
the electricity to run the. It's so deep. The electricity to run the lights are like motion activated because you can't just keep it.
Oh yeah,
lit.
where he keeps going and it lights up.
And it's like slowly going down.
Dude, it's minutes and minutes and minutes.
We did free diving. We do free diving sometimes. My cameraman's really into that shit. But we do it like just like 20 feet. Like 20 feet is way more.
Bro, you're
enough.
Crazy, huh?
No. But
in
go
general,
spearfishing.
You've done everything.
I've done
Everything. Like when it's all said and done and you kick the bucket in like 4 or 5 years, you'll be able to say like you left no stone unturned. Is there anything like that you haven't done yet that you really want to do? I mean, of course, there's got to be a couple things, but like for the most part, you've checked it all.
I've done. There's not much. It's so funny. You say that. The other day was my birthday. And I was
belated.
like, thank you. And I was like, I wonder what I want to do. I wonder what.
Oh, yeah. No, we know it was your birthday.
Yeah.
You get your gift yet?
Yeah. Are we disclosing the gift?
What? Oh.
Tom was just in.
No, I can't. I don't want to. I'm not going to blow his mouth.
Is it was it awesome?
It's gonna be pretty fucking awesome. I looked through these pictures of like just my life: rock climbing, taking karate lessons. I was with a geisha. I was scuba diving on a boat. This is a ceremony in the fucking world's biggest cave.
Diving.
Like I look at all the shit. I've
the
done.
Travel Channel had to check.
Travel Channel was
right?
the kicker.
Yeah.
But then you think I got really, really lucky because I thought my career was over when.
Broke your fucking back.
When I fell off a waterfall, I was like, dude, this is over. I'm done. Like I got hurt, and I thought comedy had just gotten away from me. Like I was like, Tommy had blown up, and like Rogan's podcast was taking off, and Ari and Joey are selling tickets, and I'm not moving any tickets.
Really?
Yeah, and I was. And
How old are you this?
So I'm 48, right? 49 right now. So 44. I was 44, 45.
Oh, shit.
I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I
I didn't realize that
I figured
recently.
you guys were all kind of together as you know.
Oh, no,
some
no,
people
no.
ahead of others, but you were all rising.
No, like Burr sells 19 shows at the fucking Wilbur, and everyone's just blowing up. And I remember being at Travel Channel. I had like just this period of time where, Burr and Rogan pulled me aside and told me my show sucked, and then this is so humiliating. But I remember being at the store. I wasn't passed at the store, and they went aside to Adam, and like I think it was Bill and Al were like, "Hey, we should pass Bert," and he said no.
Whoa.
And I was like,
God damn.
I was like, okay, so this is the dead end
Right,
of
it's
comedy.
over.
It's over.
Yeah.
I went to Montreal that year, and like I watched my friends do big shows, like big celebrate comedy, and I did like a bullshit one for television. Like I did one that was in a studio that like, and I was like, okay, it's over. And then, and then I got fired from Travel Channel, and you had to readjust and refix your career. And so that when I say I'm the luckiest guy in the world, I did all that shit for Travel Channel. Then I got out. Then I got to have a career in comedy, which I did not think I'd get to have. And by the way, comedy was my number one thing in the first place. But now, and then you look at like what I've been this past month. I never thought I'd do a movie. I never thought I'd do arenas. I never thought I'd
Red Rocks.
I never thought. I was thinking of this today in the morning. Red Rocks. Oh, get the fuck out. I remember I was just talking to them last night. I used to do the Denver Improv, which is the urban club out by the airport, and no one would show up. And then I'm doing Red Rocks. I was thinking of this morning. I was like texting with Joe, and I was like, when I met Joe Rogan, if he had said to me, you know, one day you and I are going to be doing Madison Square Garden together. And he's like, I'd be like, what? And he's like, oh, I'll be hosting a UFC event, and then you'll be doing the theater there. And then we'll just text and see like if we can hook up later. And I'll be like, first of all, I'd be like, I know you in 10 years, I've been very, very lucky. I feel like it gets to the place where you start looking at dick celebrities and you're like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Why you have to be that
all
way?
I want to do is pay it forward. I gave a homeless guy $500 last night. Like I just was like, because I did 2 shows in Boston, I was drunk.
I mean, he just went and spent that on heroin.
When you were like, when everyone else was selling out and doing these massive shows in Montreal, all that shit, were you mostly happy for them, or were part of you like were there parts where you're like, I'm fucking funnier than that person?
No, I've never thought I was funnier than anyone.
But come on, there's there's people
like, I'm funnier than, but
they were the
they're
worst.
not
They're not
successful.
comedy. Yeah.
No, never once been like, God damn it, Bill Burr's such a fucking Segura. No, you want to know a real? I mean, I'm sure Tom's not gonna like me sharing this, but I remember one time. So right around this time, we were supposed to do the Funny or Die tour, the Oddball tour, and I got offered 12 dates. Tom got offered like 16 or 20 dates. And I'm sure my math's off, but I'm telling you a story I need you to feel what I felt. So Joey got offered a bunch of dates, and then at the last minute they pulled all my dates. They just canceled those shows. And I was like, fuck. And I got on the phone with Tom. I was in my office, shirtless, getting ready to get on the treadmill. And I said, that fucking sucks. Because I had canceled all my touring through December to make sure I could do this. And it was going to be fun as shit. It was, everyone was cool on it. Sebastian, Fluffy. And it was like, and Tom goes, yeah, I know. I'm fucking pissed. And I go, yeah. And he goes, and I mean, at least they're guaranteeing the money. And I went, oh, shit, are they? And he goes, well, I mean, they are for me. I mean, they had to. And I was like, well, I should look into it. And I texted my manager, and she said, no, the money's not guaranteed. And I went, yeah, they're not guaranteeing it. And he was like, buddy, it's a lot of fucking money. I go, Tom, it's not that much money. He was like, what do you mean? I said, it's $2,000 a weekend. And he went, you're getting paid $2,000 a weekend? And I went, yeah, what are you getting paid? And he goes, I don't want to tell you.
Yeah, not 2,000.
Yeah, and he goes, not 2,000. And I was like, Tom, you got to tell me. He goes, I can tell you, but this cannot affect our friendship. And I was like, and I had to sit and make a actual decision. Can I hear this? Like Amanda
it's
Knox,
like a Matrix pill.
Amanda
Knox,
Knox,
you want to know?
Amanda Knox said, do you want me to tell you a secret about all the things in her case? And I had to say to her, no, because I will tell everyone. I will tell everyone. I can't hold it. And so I sat there, and I remember my hands were on my knees, and my phone, like where you're just like sitting like this, and I go,
like a little kid.
I'm like, all right, tell me how much you made. And it was significantly higher per show. He was getting paid per show. I was getting paid per weekend, and I had to pay for travel and my hotel. Whoa. And I was like, I was gonna barely clear. Even for me, it was the opportunity to get in front of Live Nation. And Tom was like, oh man. And then, but the thing about my friends also is they're like,
I'd have said no to that, by the way.
What,
I'd have been like, you know what? Never mind.
Don't tell me the number.
For real?
Yeah, dude.
I always want to know the number.
I think I mean, it's different with business, but like with a friend, I'd be like, I'm gonna look at you differently, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, because like I would say I would do my best to not let it affect our friendship, but it's gonna fucking affect our friendship.
See, I've always looked at. I'm not a great person. I have bad traits, but this is a good trait I have. Is that I get inspired very easily. Like I get. Like Joe Coy's doing 27,000 tickets in Sacramento.
He's insane.
And I just go, and it just inspires me. It and then like I'll give you a perfect example. And then man, I hope this is good. But like, did you see the video I did about Joe Coy's promos?
Yeah.
Like so. That's inspiration. Is I'm watching him do Brooklyn, and it looks so cool. Where he's like, check this out, and it's a sold out arena, and I'm like, fuck. I was like, I'm not that cool, right? Like,
I won't look cool being like, bah.
Yeah. I'm not that cool, but. I get inspired and I go, oh, but if I get naked, that'll be good. And then, so I just get inspired. And I remember thinking, I swear to God, if I can get to where Tom is, then I'll be sitting pretty. And I just did the math. I was like, all right, I need to get a Netflix special. That was it. At the time, I had an offer from Showtime, and I was like, all right, we'll do Showtime. It'll pop, and then Netflix. And then the Showtime didn't pop. But the story goes viral. And then I'm like, I got to get on Netflix. And I remember talking to Joe in the back of the store, and he's like, you got to be undeniable. And I was like, okay. And then you just find that it's easy when you have a friend who is the goal. Where you're like,
Right.
I want to get where they are.
Right,
That's so
right,
much
right.
easier because you can just go, how did you do it?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like
You got the blueprint.
Yeah, you got the blueprint. It's like that's what's cool about when you see like Kevin Gates. He's a rapper I like.
Mm-hmm.
When you see Kevin Gates explaining how he got to where he is, and he does it for the kids in his community, that makes sense to me. Where I go, yeah. You got to give him the blueprint of how to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, but Tom and I have always been extremely open about money, like to a flaw.
Well, even he was telling us yesterday or this week. He's like, I said, why do you still do some of these like random spots in the middle of the country? He's like, because it's a surgeon's salary in a night, man. So, all right, that makes fucking sense, dude. Makes fucking sense,
Dude, you look at these. I'm touring aggressively until May, and people are like, "How can you do it?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, because I won't have to work again."
Like ever.
Like, I mean, at the end of
This is
this,
paying for my grandkids' college.
at the end of this tour, I'll go. I got George's college, Alice college.
Yeah, that's
I can
amazing,
pay off
man.
my other house. Like and then you just go, and then I'll take a breather. I'll do a couple movies, and they don't pay shit. They don't pay shit. They're like, you lose money making a movie, but hopefully one pops, and then I'll go back on tour. I'll do it. I'll do this, and I love it to death. I love it.
You were saying earlier that like you're like when you get you said you thought if I can get to Tom where Tom is, I'm good. But like now you got there and you've surpassed it, even where it was at that time. Like, is there a part where you stop? Is there a part where you go, are you content?
No, it's so funny.
Because I feel like that's what everyone does. Like, okay, once I get there, I made it. Like
keep going.
we've said before, like if you told us 10 years ago this is where you are, we're like, all right, we're done, perfect. But now
Here,
we're like we're failures.
Yeah. I'm still like, this is terrible. We need to do much more. You know.
There was a thing called I was reading this book on I'm obsessed with World War II, especially the Pacific Theater. Like I just obsessed with it.
It's good to specify.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which part? Which team?
So they were saying that the American soldiers were in like Guam or something, or the Philippines, and that they had to climb mountains to get to the Japanese soldiers, but every mountain was a false peak, meaning you get to the top and then you see 10 other mountains and be like, motherfucker. But that walk up, that feeling right when you're about to climb up and you go, guys, we fucking shit. That is stand-up comedy. Because if you said to me, I just did theaters. That, by the way, that never was in. When I started stand-up, the idea that you do clubs was like, oh, you can get into clubs? Like, that's insane. I remember we asked Chris Rock, like, how do you become a feature? Like that, and Chris Rock's like, I wouldn't focus on that. and then we were like, how do you get into clubs? How do you headline clubs? And then you headline clubs and you do well and you're like selling $20 tickets and then they raise the price of your tickets and then you a new false peak, you start going back down, and then you get to selling $35 tickets, and then adding shows, and then they're like, "Are you going to do theaters?" And then Tom was telling me he's doing arenas this year, and I was blown away. I was like, "God, man, I can't imagine doing arenas." I didn't know I was doing arenas also. I just did not do the math in my head that I was like, I'm doing where Jake Paul fought. Like, in Cleveland, we're at the Rocket Mortgage Center, and I think it's sold out.
Yeah.
And you're like. And you're just going like, well, what the fuck? And then here's the thing about arenas, right? Fucking sucks. Is you go, I'm doing arenas. Well, you're doing arenas. You're doing it with stage 3/4 of the way, right?
So it's like nobody.
Well, then they're like, well, no, it's like 7,000, 10,000. Like and then you want to talk about a false peak? Is sell it out, right? Like we sold out Tallahassee or whatever in the fucking Civic Center where I saw Nirvana play, and we sell it out. And I'm like, cool, good. I don't have to work anymore. That's sold out. They just moved the stage back 20 feet, and they're like, we just added 1,000 tickets. I'm like, motherfucker.
Eventually, they're gonna have you on just a little fucking island. As many goddamn seats as you can get in there.
At the time, I go. So then. I go, what's the cap at? Like when you get to the far end, that's got to be it. And then Tom goes, oh no, that's when you go in the round. Yeah. And I went,
right,
motherfucker.
Right.
I was like, I can't.
It never stops.
False peak.
And then, can you imagine doing like giant stadium like Kevin Hart did?
No,
like, I mean, it's almost like this is just silly. This is not meant for this many fucking. You know what I mean? It's a wild format to just be talking.
It would be. I mean, obviously, it would be very, 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 very cool to.
I think you guys should get there, man. I really.
I think what's going to happen is, I I don't know what's gonna fucking happen.
I think you guys are both you as a team are so good at parlaying this into everything else. Like we've seen it at Barstool where we've done everything from like run a fucking techno tour to doing live shows to doing things that when we started out we were like we're gonna write funny shit and then you can just parlay it into all this stuff. And you guys are so a lot of the Logan Paul becomes a boxer. They're gonna do movies. They're gonna do whatever. I mean I don't see once you have your fan base that will follow you kind of wherever you go.
Yeah.
And a little bit of talent. Like, there's no reason why you guys won't be making like full-ass movies that are successes, that aren't the fucking failures.
We have one. We have one in the pipeline.
Yeah, like that's easily next for you guys. You know?
I don't know. I mean, I would also like to I would love to I just bought a house and I haven't really been there, so I'd love to see that. That'd be cool.
You're like Kanye, man. Kanye was doing a podcast. He said he's so rich now and successful, he doesn't have a house. And maybe he's joking. Maybe I'm sure he's got some property somewhere. But whatever's going on with Kardashians, he's like, I don't have a house. Everywhere I go, someone just puts me up, and that's really being rich. Like this motherfucker's so rich, he's making homeless be cool. He's couch surfing, and that's his new life.
I'm not that rich, but I can identify with not having a house.
Yeah, I bet.
That feeling like starting in March, I have been in LA maybe. I had to go get surgery. I was in LA for surgery, and I've been in LA maybe for maybe a month total.
Does that that would drive me crazy eventually.
I don't.
You like be? I mean,
Do you have that shit like in movies where you wake up and you're like, I don't even know where I am?
You're like, what day is it? What city am I in?
I woke up at my house, and I've never.
He wakes up at his house and doesn't know where he is.
I'm not familiar with that room.
Yeah,
you want to hear a good one? I woke up. I got drunk as fuck in Tampa. I used to do these call-in sick to work shows.
Yeah.
Where you drink on air and then go to the show and you drink. And I got so drunk I gave out Segura's number. I didn't tell the machine story. I lost my check and I woke up in jeans, shoes still on, no shirt, in a bed I did not know. I mean that I had never been in. And I woke up and I'm like, fuck. I open the door and I'm in this house. I've never seen this house. And I'm like, hello?
Mom, Dad, Uncle Frank?
No one. I go out and I'm like, it's a nice house. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I start looking around for anything. My wallet, my cell phone, nothing's there. Nothing's there. I go around and I see a picture of me. And I'm like, it's the card that I used to hand out at Boston Comedy Club. And I'm like, and I'm on it. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm at a fucking Uber fan's house. Then I see a picture of my daughters, and I'm like,
oh shit,
oh my God, I'm about to get killed. The door opens, it's my dad, and he goes, hey, first time seeing the new house? I was like, I thought I'd never been to this house, and I did not remember walking into it. My dad had picked me up in Tampa, taken me home, and I was like, what the fuck? Dude, that was terrifying.
I've done the wake up in a strange house move. Never seen a picture of myself. That
is creepy. Man.
That's like you go to the kitchen. You're like, if you were watching that on a movie, you'd be like, get a weapon,
Yeah.
like screaming at the TV.
I woke up in our bedroom the other day, and it was we had flown in from Miami, and I had gotten pretty drunk on the landing in Miami into LA. I woke up like an hour and 15 to go, and I was like double checking the rocks. Then that went down quick. I was like double checking the rocks, and then I was like, can I get one more before landing? She gives me one, and then gives me 2 bottles. I was like, oh, I love you.
My girl, yeah, she knows what's up.
And then I got home and I passed out, and I woke up and it was dark out, and I woke up in my bed and I was like, where the fuck am I? Because I'd been pretty hammered when I got home.
Right.
And then I got up and I was like, I tell you what, man, this is gonna sound sad maybe, but like, I don't even feel comfortable in that house yet. Like, I don't feel like I have a place to sit. Like, I don't know where to sit.
You gotta have your chair.
In my old house, it was a piece of shit. It was tiny. People would come there and go, God damn, your house is so small. But I had like 4 places to sit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a place to sit in this place yet. And then
you gotta break it in.
We had a new couch, and I was like, there's like a Chase lounge to the couch, and I got there, and Leanne goes, that's my seat. And I went, oh,
fuck. That
so I don't have a place to sit.
I never really like consciously thought about that, but yeah, like, even in my parents' house,
you gotta have your lazy boy. Or
it's not like no one. I wouldn't kick someone out of the seat. I would be like, that's my seat. But like when no one's on the couch, that's where I sit. 100%.
We had seats on our in our old house, I had a lazy boy that I still have. It's just in our bedroom, and it's by itself. It does not. It's no one's around, so you could sit in it, but you're by yourself in a room.
Right.
And then I had my lazy boy. Isla was on this couch. Georgia was at the end of this couch. Leanne was on this couch, and then dogs would split it, and we had our seats.
Yeah.
We'd go to see a movie. We'd watch a movie. Everyone had their seats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're on a ship or something.
Everyone knows where to
The
sit.
captain sits here,
Brian Regan told me not to buy a big house. He said, "Don't do it." He goes, "It's not good for your family." He was like, "I know you want it. I know you feel like you deserve it." But he goes, "Trust me, I got the big house, and then we all separate."
Yeah, your kids are on the west wing, your wife's
Yeah.
on the east wing.
And now the girls are a little older too, but
they want their privacy.
Georgia's
They
in
gotta-
her room,
Yeah.
Isla's in her room.
Yeah.
Leanne's always moving around, and then I just end up in this house by myself. I know, granted, I've only been there like maybe 3.5 weeks tops, but I just end up sitting in this house going like, and then you go, Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia!
gotta
And then she
call
goes,
her.
"What the fuck do you want?" I said, "I was been yelling to you."
I've always said I would rather have a small house that's like tricked out. A
Yeah.
smart home with the temperature and the lights and the this and the
I
that.
don't do smart homes.
Why not?
I don't do it.
You and Bill Burr.
He doesn't do it either.
Yeah,
I can't, and like I speak like as if I have the option. I don't. But like I wouldn't want like something where like I can control everything or say something out loud. I
I don't need
like.
that. I just want it to be like,
Like, I guess
heated
what
and
is this-
air conditioned, heated floors and windows that the blinds go up and down. Like
You
just so
just described it. You described heat, air conditioning, and
Heated
blinds.
floors.
We have so our house is a smart house, and you can go in, and like right now I can turn the jacuzzi on.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
and then I can go in and go to Sonos and I can play the music.
Oh, even so, no. Bluetooth's not a real technology, Bert. Don't fall for. What does Bert stand for?
Albert.
Albert.
Yeah.
What did you fucking think it was? Bertrude?
So
Bertleby and then Bertrude.
Bertleby.
Bertrude is what my
Bertleby Kreischer.
my daughters call me. My daughters call me Bertrude. They call me
And then Robert. I also thought Robert.
I guess
Albert wouldn't have been a top 5 guess.
really. Oh yeah, I'm a hardcore.
he's the
Albert.
idiot.
I'm a hardcore Albert. I'm looking for my balls.
Yeah, let's get into it. So what have you been keeping an eye on this?
I'll show you the full video. I wonder if I have
Yeah,
the full video.
to see those things in motion. I mean, it's been a saga. I think like 4 episodes in a row, the title has been something about your balls on my show. I actually had a moment where I was like, I think we have to stop this.
Yeah, it was-
like personally, like maybe legally, like morally, professionally, all of this has to end.
Dude.
But I mean, we've discussed having long balls at length, often on our show, and then I really
sit
thought
on my balls all the time. It's
I
a
sit on
common
my balls.
you must sit on your balls like
And I don't wear underwear. So
right.
that's why I guess
were your balls? Was this a particularly long day, or this is common? They're always like that.
no. So I never knew they were like this. I'm trying to figure out the date. I should have just sent Segura the whole video, but I don't trust him.
Well, I mean, did you know? Yeah, he just said, "Do you have a picture of your balls?" You had to have known he was showing somebody, but I mean, it was like bam, bam. You know what I mean?
Oh,
He got
yeah.
it, sent it to me.
I didn't know that I can just scroll and I'll find it. I think it was before Green Bay. I think. I didn't know they were that long. I always knew I had long balls. Like I remember one time
I used to think, and then you came along.
stretch them out.
I hooked up with a girl in New York. It was a waitress, and I remember I was at the club I worked at, and we used to get like mess around and get naked during work. Like just you'd come
What a
back.
sentence! We used to mess around and get naked. Are you talking about having sex or like just having fun?
We just having fun. We ended up like it started with she was like we were doing coke and she goes I think I want to masturbate tonight, and I was like
Where is this again?
New York City. Oh, we're in New York.
But like where? Like at
Boston
work?
Comedy Club.
Okay, but you're not. You're on stage working, or you're like working the. Like at what point in your career is this?
This is I'm getting close to finding this video. I think I found it. Okay, I'm in the right territory.
Make sure to favorite this shit next time. Put it in your favorites album.
I'm in the right territory. Hold on. So we were in New York City. I was just working at the Boston Comedy Club, and this girl was like, "Yo, do you want to?" I think we were doing coke, and she was like, "I want to I think I want to masturbate tonight. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I don't know. I'm just like, you ever get horny on coke? And I was like, yeah. And she had a boyfriend. And I was like, well, what are you gonna masturbate at work? She was like, I don't know, maybe. And I was like, wait, okay.
Can we?
And then I go,
can we do this?
Yeah. And I'm like, you're sharing it with me,
right?
And she was like, do you want to masturbate? And I was like, together? And she was like, yeah, maybe. And I was like, okay. And so we were.
Hell yeah,
Bro,
man!
a masturbate off on
This is
coke
better. This is
like
you're there for like 6 hours.
So you must have.
I found the video. So I was like, so we tried, like, we'd come back, and I was like, I can't just, like, I need to be hard, and I just can't just get hard. So I was working the door at the club, so I'd walk back in, and then she would
like
just
helicoptering this shit. Like
she just showed me her tits, and then I'm like, oh wow, okay, that works. And then I came back one time.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna do a lot more than that.
She's like, there was behind the bar, there was like a little dishwashing thing in the side, and she's like, hey, can you come here and help me get something? And she's like, got her pants around her ankles, and I'm like, holy fuck. And so I was like, okay. And
but
so
again, no chance of like hooking up. This is like
just
you're just gonna masturbate.
Just
together.
gonna masturbate together. And so and we're partying, like we're drinking a little bit. And I haven't even done my set yet, so I still have to work, right?
Right.
So I do my set, and then it was so much fun, like just fucking around like that, and then she's the first person to say I had long balls. I was. You want to talk about a roll of the dice? I had my pants on my ankles. I was like, hey, can you come here and help me with something? And I'm like, Godfrey's gonna walk around the corner and be like, and she was like, oh my God. And I was a little chubbed, but she was like, you have very long balls. And I was like, I do? She was like, no, it's good. But I was like,
is it though?
I was like, anything big down there is good.
Yeah.
And so she was the very first person to tell me that. And then I never really thought anything. I've never thought about them. I mean, but all the kids I grew up with, we grew up naked. Like being naked in front of each other wasn't a big deal. And then being like taking shits in front of each other, and everyone had big balls. Everyone either had big balls
or long balls.
Big. I don't even know if they're
long.
big.
Yeah,
they're like
no. You have normal sized balls. The sack just hangs.
I don't know. I'll show them to you right now. Okay.
So this is like. My dream is coming true. This has been my crusade. Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure I don't me too her.
So
Put
excited.
The volume on.
Yes, I want to hear those things clopping.
Okay, here we go. Ready? These are my testicles. Oh. I'm trying to fit in this bathroom.
Dude, you can't put it in perspective.
I mean, if you look at these testicles, right? If you look at these testicles,
dude, they're longer in motion than
that second ball. Because you also have one on top, one on the bottom.
Yeah, one on top and one on the bottom.
The top one would be long, like that would be long, but the bottom one's like touching.
I mean, those are almost to my knees.
Yeah, and when you pull your pants up, you realize that like that's got to be like below your back pocket. You know what I mean? Like, when you pull
I was thinking about.
I showed it to. Look
at
that. I showed it to a girl without prefacing that it was from behind.
Yeah.
So she thought she was getting from the front.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Where's speed?"
By the way, not that big. Can I tell you? I swear to God. So I was pissing. We had a private jet, but of course I'm a cheapskate, so you couldn't fit in the bathroom. So in the bathroom, I had my balls and dick in my hand to piss like this. So I'm like,
You're holding your.
Wait, you were pissing from the bag?
no, I was pissing like this, and
You
then
gotta hold your balls.
Oh, you
with your
couldn't stand up. I see.
yeah,
I see,
and
I
then
see.
as I got done, I just bent over, and what happened is they, like a horse, they got caught between the legs, I guess. And they just, I mean, when they showed them to me, I went, no way. And then now I can't stop doing it to Leanne. I go, hey, are these long? And she's like, stop, it's disgusting. But it's weird.
Wait, she's just finding out?
She's known that, you know.
She's known I've had long balls
since she first
I
fucked
wonder
you.
if she thinks I have
know
long
what?
balls.
Yeah. Bert, what?
Like I've never asked about genitalia with her because I met one of her boyfriends one time and he had the biggest fucking hands. I didn't know it was her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, and I was like, "Whoa, the grip on this fucking guy. How big's his hog, huh? And then someone goes, ask Leanne. And I go,
What?
oh, fuck. And then I spiraled out and I got drunk and started a fight. Like a man.
Like a true man. Those, that looked like a dick and balls, like, going... Pull that up one more time.
You should see my buddy Cayman's balls.
You look, who's this?
Cayman, his balls were fucking massive.
But the length is really what that.
Now, are they always like
Did I
that?
lose? How do I not? Oh, here it is.
Is that their natural position?
No.
Yeah, like they get smaller and shit.
So like, that to me looks like a dick and balls going up in almost. It's crazy. It looks like a dildo with balls. Because the back like sack looks like a penis. That looks like a shaft on top.
It does look like a shaft.
It looks like
That
someone
is-
took a dick and balls and was putting it in between your legs.
I mean, that's definitely, what would you say? Well, I can measure it.
Yeah,
That's like 10 inches. That is 10 inches. Do you think women find that sexy?
Yeah, I do. And that's because that's something I've had to convince myself every single morning for 15 years.
There is no way. Like, balls are tolerated by women, as are dicks, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's like, well, we'll deal with it if.
Oh, if you get me
I
I could be gay if I could fuck a Ken doll.
yeah,
Dick
give
and
it a
balls,
smooth,
just
yeah.
the personality.
Hey,
Yeah, I can
oh,
get
I've
into
said
that.
forever I would be gay if I could just deal with dick and like I could fuck a dick.
Yeah.
I would be gay.
Zach's gay.
Zach's gay. He always.
Zach just keeps laughing.
Yeah. If I could like suck and fuck dicks, I would be gay in a heartbeat. That's a big part of it. I know that's the problem. Therein lies the problem.
I could be Jewish if I just didn't have the hate crimes and stuff. I wouldn't mind being black if just not getting pulled over.
Dude, that.
I said to one of my buddies, so all my buddies growing up are all like Trump supporters and all pretty conservative dudes who don't get. They get not all my buddies, but some of my buddies, especially college buddies. So we went out fishing with one of my college buddies who's a politician, Republican, and him and all his friends, and they're all like good old boys, and they don't really get my personality about like. I wouldn't even say I'm progressive, but the fact that I don't have a problem joking about being gay or even toying with the idea of going like. So I said to them, he goes, "You have that joke you told last night about you and your buddy Tom, if you guys were gay, and what you do to each other sexually." And I was like, "Oh yeah," I go, "It's just a joke." And he was like, "No. Me and my buddy did the same thing on the boat one day, and we were like, what?" And he was like, "Yep, we figured it out. 3 blowjobs a year. That's all we'd have to give." I was like, "What?" And he goes, "My birthday, his birthday, Valentine's Day. That's it." And he was like, and then he was like, "And we, combine your incomes, take a look at that, cut your mortgage in half. You got great watch game, you got great car game." And we were like, I was like, "Jesus Christ, man, you thought more than I have."
I mean, they live the best life. It's incredible. You know what else is great about being gay? Like back in the day when it was hard and you couldn't be out, it really was like if you meet someone in a club or whatever, like you gotta fuck this guy tonight because you have to take your opportunities when you can.
Oh yeah.
Now that's not really the case, but they still just fuck each other whenever. You know what I mean? It's like we don't really have to do it like this anymore. But you guys, you keep playing that card, and it's very smart.
The first gay.
Yeah, Zach, get a mic.
First of all, I love straight-splaining Kevin right now. how great it is to be gay, which it is.
I was gonna say, so fuck you.
Well, no, I mean, we're just more fun, that's why.
Yeah, you're fun. You got better style.
Dude,
you're not weighed down by all the
let's
straight
talk
shit.
I'll tell you, first of all, the thing that sucks about being gay is other gay men.
Facts. Thank you.
Yeah, other gay men.
Someone finally has my back on this podcast.
Other gay men would be insufferable to like because they're holding you to a standard that is a beauty standard that is somewhat completely unachievable.
Yeah. Oh man,
because you've got to compete against
this cat.
Zach
all
is
other
preaching
dudes.
the hand waving.
Thank you, Bert.
We found this guy. Paulina Gretzky and Dustin Johnson posted a picture the other day on Halloween.
With
Look how
them in Trump.
yes,
I
but
saw
did
that,
you
yeah.
see the guy
the
when they
other
were
guy?
winning? Look at this fucking guy. I mean, that's offensively handsome.
Dude.
That's like, how are we supposed to compete? Well, we
then-
don't because he's gay. But it's like they're like women are gonna look at that.
How am I
and then
supposed
look
to
at
compete,
us.
Kevin?
Yeah,
That's the
you
question.
You must feel real bad about that. But I mean, it's like we're different species, and these guys like that,
Like-
it's like we're not even the same species.
The thing is, I have a body that a woman will settle for. Like a woman looks at my body. My wife looked at my body and she was like, looked at me and was like, "It's okay, I'll take it."
Yeah,
Like,
Bro,
The
I
rest
have
may-
a
I bet he's
you
gonna
know.
be reliable.
Yeah.
I bet he won't cheat.
I have a body, face, bank account, personality that a woman settles for.
Yeah.
I have nothing that
No
you're
gay
like,
man looks
that's-
at me and goes, "I need that in my mouth now." No, none. There's not one gay guy that looks at me and goes. I remember that when I moved here, I really didn't know anything about gay dudes at all. And I moved here, and the first gay guy, the first club I went to was in the meatpacking district. First night I was here, I go out with these people. One guy was the editor of Us, and then it was his kind of on and again, off again girlfriend who I was going to sublet from. And they took me to the meatpacking district, and I watched a dude fuck another dude in the ass. And I was
In the
like-
club?
In the club, and I was like,
Welcome
like-
to New York,
I
motherfucker.
was like, I couldn't stop staring. There was a guy, the first like legit gay guy that entered my brain and never left was this guy who was walking around in like a thong, and that was it, and he had star tattoos starting at his heels and getting progressively bigger till his two ass cheeks. And I was like, that is fucking magic. I think
a
about that
look.
guy all the time.
It's been what, decades?
And then,
it's like,
and then I met a guy. I want to say his name was it doesn't matter, Andrew. But he worked at Barnes and Nobles with me, and he just came out of the closet. He was from like Omaha, and I was like, he's like, what brought you to New York? And I said, comedy. And I said, what are you here for? And he goes, to be gay. And I was like, what? And he was
man.
I was gay, and I graduated college, and I just was like, I'm lying about who I am. I'm gonna go somewhere I can be who I am. And he was like, and I was like, are you having fun? And he was like, dude, I get fucked every night.
Can you imagine how awesome that must be to be in the closet for your first 18, 20, whatever years, and then you move to a place that's acceptable and fun, and you're just like, oh,
Dude,
this is awesome. I almost wish I was in the closet so I could experience that feeling.
dude, coming out of the closet must feel really good.
Really, it's got to be really good.
Hold on,
or,
let's
or
do this.
shitty, right?
This is the way my brain works. I want everything in life. So let's find a thing we can come out of the closet. It's not gonna be
Ooh.
homosexuality,
Yeah.
but what can we come out of the closet as?
As-
Can I tell you what I want to come out of the closet as?
Yeah.
Fat. And go, I'm not denying it anymore. You guys all
Okay.
knew it. You guys all knew it. You knew it. At Thanksgiving, I pretended I wasn't fat. I was like,
Got it.
It's like being gay. Like, the whole family knows it.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to come out as fat and go, you know what, guys? I'm fat. And they're like, we've known this for a while. I was like, no, but now I'm cool with it. And I'm just going to be fat.
I am who I am.
Find the thing to come out as.
Yeah.
And everyone already knew it, but you come out as it.
That is
And like,
great.
Guys, I want to let you guys know I'm an alcoholic. And they're like, yeah, we know. And I'm like, no. Now I'm cool with it. Now I'm cool with it.
I might take that one. You can have fat. I'll grab alcoholism.
That feeling of just acceptance.
Of accepting yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and I'm
You're such a good fat though. Like,
Thank you.
Like you, the way, like I would rather be you than
you haven't come out as
Yeah,
fat
you're
yet.
still fat. You're still fat.
That didn't hit so well.
Yes.
You are still in the closet.
I think they call it in the fridge. I'm coming out of the fridge. I'm
You
fat.
have a body like I am skinny fat, so I'm lumpy and rolly. You're just
Oh,
like
my cousin's
you got,
skinny
like,
fat.
kind of like a barrel chested. You're bigger, and I'm like skinny and scrawny and baggy. I'd
know-
rather be that.
It's the Jim Morrison fat. Like Jim Morrison got a belly to him. And all of
Yeah,
a sudden it
got
was like,
muffin tops
Yeah.
and rolls. You're just rounder.
I'm starting to get old man fat right now. Like I can see it, and I start going.
Oh my god, what are your balls gonna be like?
Oh my god, when I'm an old man, I'm gonna have to wear like fucking cowboy boots to keep them off the floor.
Gotta get a couple inches. I mean, I remember. I think everybody kind of has a story like this, but I remember a guy at the
do we
gym.
have a tape measure? Let's measure each other's balls real quick. From bending over from behind. Would you measure? I mean, you're more comfortable touching men. Am I sexually harassing him?
Probably. No, it's just like borderline I hate crime. Probably.
I can find. I'll measure my own. I can figure it out.
We'll do like the iPhone measurement thing. I mean, I remember the time I had
start stretching mine out, man.
an old man who put his leg up at the gym and was like blow drying his balls, sort of thing. Like when you're that age,
They're gonna be
those things,
aggressive.
you're gonna need like to wear like a jock strap everywhere you go. That like.
You know, it's so funny. I wonder if I should just start wearing jock straps. Because I like.
Yeah.
Because I like.
The support?
No, I like being naked. Like,
Right.
I like the thinness of not wearing underwear. Like I like that. Like I don't feel bunched up because I have like tactile issues. So like there's only certain shirts I wear. There's only certain shoes I wear. I'm always in flip flops. I can't wear certain socks. My socks need to be like on my feet a certain way.
Right.
Like I'm not someone who can just like have a loose sock and it bunches up in their toes.
Yeah.
What fucking animal are you? But and I stopped wearing underwear because I remember just feeling like crunched up with like too many clothes on.
Yeah,
Like,
I get
and
it.
It was in Florida. And
Well,
it was
what
hot.
kind of were you going? Like, I remember I used to wear boxer shorts, not briefs, and it's like just material bunched up under jeans and
Yeah.
shit. And I was like, I at least got to streamline this, but you just did
boxer?
away with
Well,
it.
I wore. I mean, this is gonna sound very romantic, but I fell in love with the idea of boxer briefs. When I was 10 years old, I saw like cool kids had shorts with boxers hanging out the bottom. Like it was like a look.
Yeah.
Do you,
I remember this.
There was like boxers. And it
Wait,
was
maybe
like,
I'm thinking wrong
At the
thing.
bottom?
No, we had Paco jeans where like they were coming out top.
no.
Yeah, at the bottom.
This is 1982, 83.
Okay, yeah.
And cool dudes, like high schoolers, cool dudes.
Not a real ruler, but I figured it will work.
It's got
there are notches on it, right?
Yeah, it's got notches.
Yeah.
It's got
Cool dudes would have boxers hanging out of there. Like the guys on the basketball team, the boxers would hang out the bottom of their shorts.
Oh, I guess when I'm working out, I have that.
Yeah,
like my
that makes
compression
more
shorts.
sense.
are
Compression
lower.
shorts.
No.
with some-
Yeah.
Boxers.
Boxers?
Not even briefs?
Boxers. Boxer briefs. Boxer shorts. The shorts. I wish I could remember their names, but like it was like the cool look. And let me see, boxers.
By the way, while I look at this here and I see 7 inches, I'm just like, no way, man. No way. You kidding me? Some people walk around with that, you know?
What's 7 inches?
This is 7 inches right here. And I was just like thinking to myself about,
That's
having
what I got. I got 7 inches on the cough. If you push all the way to the pubic bone.
seppuku myself.
Yeah, if you fucking sword in the stone it.
So I mean, what are we measuring from? Like the back or the front?
I don't know how. I mean, I'm gonna follow Bert's lead on this.
I say, here's what we do. I say we take
This
it.
is something.
I'm trying to get them long.
Yeah,
know,
me
I'm
too.
like-
That's what I
Is
said.
everyone comfortable with me? I want to make sure it's not.
Yeah, Jackie's not in here, right?
No.
And she knows to not come in?
I told her to go set up ATI even though it was set up.
Okay.
before.
And
I'm gonna say
now,
don't come in.
and here's how consent works. I don't want to ask you. Is it okay to see me naked? You have to say out loud, Bert, I really want to see you naked. We've learned how consent works. So let's go around the room.
Bert, I really want to see you naked.
Bert, I really want to see you naked.
Bert, I really want to see you naked.
Bert, I really want to see it.
Let's measure some balls. But hold on. They're cold right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get hot.
Yours cold.
Dude, mine are like hang on, just like
Mine are too cold.
I'm having a good ball day.
I'm having a really good ball. Listen, I want to show you what good ball day looks like, okay? Good ball day.
Just done it from the back.
they are so.
That's good ball day, right?
That's a great ball day.
You literally like a kitten pawing a toy. Just
I'm so embarrassed.
ball day.
This is my balls are.
I love that we've just decided to do this from behind.
Hang on,
I like the behind's the best
I
one.
gotta come over here and see it from behind.
Yeah, but we
Hey, I want to see you naked.
and we're gonna do this on camera. We're doing this?
Yeah, why not? What are you gonna do? Oh my god.
Yours are bend over more. Yours are pretty long.
I got long balls.
It's a long
I got long balls.
All right.
Come around.
Dude, if I don't fucking match up, if I don't get a long balls,
Long balls. He goes, bend over more. Yeah, you got some swag.
Bend over more. Try to pick something up off the ground. I mean, look how much fun we'd have every day.
Right.
We'd be having. Is this what it's like?
This all the time.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
There's often bending over, Bert, but it's not quite like this.
Oh, what a moment.
Shit.
Dude, I'm so happy it ended this way because you got to understand from my point of view, to send a text to you being like, hey, can I see your balls? And just get nothing back. I was like, oh no.
Oh, that's
I was
right.
like, I've crossed a line. He's never going to fucking come in here again.
So funny.
and then we put this show out and I was like, he's got to like say something, tweet back or something. Nothing. I was like, oh God, I've talked about this man's balls too much. What have I done?
No. What happened is when we did the episode, my camera guy gave Tom's guy the footage. And I went, what are you doing? And he goes, well, they wanted it. And I go, yeah, that's me naked. You can't just give. When people go, hey, I want pictures of Bert naked, you can't just give them. And he goes, right. I mean, but they asked.
That's a fair request, I think.
My assistant is like, does not understand the dynamics of all how long we've known each other and how fucked up we are. And he goes, wait, I couldn't do that? And my assistant goes, what? Give nudes of another person to another person against their consent? He's like, no, you're not allowed to do. Like, he was like,
Do we need to explain that?
yeah. He was like, what? I just figured, and I was like, no. My cameraman has a whole folder.
Oh,
of
he
me-
must have
of
a
me
treasure
naked.
trove.
and he keeps them because they make him laugh. Like we did one where I can't remember what he kept saying. It's inexcusable. We were in a lake in Texas, and I thought it would be funny. He was on the drone, so I was swimming in the middle of the lake, and then he was in the drone, and I was like, "Bring the drone all the way down to me." And I took my pants off and I laid on my back. Now, obviously, a dick's buoyant, so it's pointing up. So all you're seeing is the circumference of the dick. You don't see dick hanging. It's just the circumference of the dick.
The topography. That's amazing.
Hey, Mans! Is he out there?
I
He's probably in the
guess
green
so.
room.
Oh, yeah.
I can text Jordan to say.
He kept saying he couldn't stop laughing. He goes, it's inexcusable. You have no excuses. I think he actually saved it under his computer as Bert has no excuses. But it was buoyant. You know, that happened to me again on Facebook. I streamed live. I was streaming live on Facebook, and I was like, hey, I always go in my pool naked, and I was like, I'm going naked in my pool. If you guys, and then someone's like, you're not naked, and I was like, no, I am, and I was just trying to show them from like where I could see the ledge was here, where I was. It wasn't the ledge I was seeing; it was the shadow of the ledge.
So you
the
were
ledge
way
was
lower
way back
than
there.
you.
So I walked back on Facebook, totally naked, and I started posing naked on Facebook. If you Google it, you can find it. You can find Bert naked
you, like-
pool Facebook.
Facebook doesn't fuck around with that shit, right?
And no, what happened is I'm live streaming and my phone rings. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I go on, it's my manager, and my manager's like, you are streaming yourself naked on Facebook right now.
Bert has a question about his.
Fans. Oh, it's the one in the middle with the blue dot. This one? Above it. And then I was I was naked.
He was asking. He was describing the circumference of his dick floating in the.
What did you kept saying?
Show him that mic, Zach.
No excuses.
Do you want to come over? Do you want to come over?
Well, remember you were drunk and you kept laughing. And you go,
You have
"There's no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this."
I don't know, but it was when you were floating in the lake that time.
Yeah.
It was like a little peanut, but it was face straight up.
It was face straight up, so it's buoyant. It was the circumference of my dick.
From the drone shot, it didn't look like.
Well, to be fair, a drone shot. I mean, geez.
It was. I should have put some weights and a bobber on my dick. It was like an iceberg. If you look down on an iceberg, it looks very small.
Do you have an official vlog? Or do you just have like video that
You know what's so
because like your
fucked
social
up?
media is awesome with all this video content, but there should be, if there was something called like Bert's Life or some shit.
We're doing that now.
Yeah.
We're shooting stuff. We did it for the pandemic, and then we never edited it. Or we did edit some, but they were too long, and it was like it was fun for us, but like people loved it at first, and then it kind of dropped off. We're doing that now, but then things are so like I don't know. Like one of the ones we were going to put out literally the other day, was meeting Aaron Rodgers. But it's Aaron Rodgers coming to my bus, hanging out for like an hour and a half, and then
Getting vaccinated.
and then leaving. And I was like, I don't want to put that out because I don't want to put more heat on Aaron. Because we weren't wearing masks. We were just bullshitting. And
That's part of the vlog game. Like the people who really do it well, they don't give a fuck about it. They care about one thing, man: views and monetization.
I care about my friendship with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
That is number one on my list. Like I texted him yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, man, whatever, But like, I know
Did
he's
he
a
reply to
private
that?
dude.
Bro, that was the funniest thing. I was listening to like whatever episode of Two Bears, and it was like right after. So Tom had come in, and I had said, like Bert didn't write back to that thing, and he was like, "Oh, he."
I never reply.
Right, but then on Two Bears, you were like. You were talking about how nice the Packers were, and he was like, and like, I meet these guys, they're great, and I got their numbers, and I'm just texting with them, and we're talking back and forth, and I was like, God damn it, I shouldn't have talked about the ball.
No. Do you have my new number though?
Yeah, no, I do, but whatever.
So Aaron, it's funny. There's a short list of people that immediately get text backs.
And Aaron Rodgers should be on that list. I don't have to be on that list.
It's Joe, like the people that like that I don't text often. Like I don't text anybody ever. I never
That's my guy.
And like I FaceTime people. I just FaceTime people. Yeah.
Never mind. I'm out of the boat.
He's a rogue FaceTimer. Like,
And so ooh, nice. Hey, we got 8 tickets for UFC tonight.
me and
Here, take
John
my
will be there. It's supposed to be like the best UFC card like ever.
So
Wait, what time's your show? You can do both?
Yeah, it's on at 10. Go upstairs, fucking swing by, say hi to Joe, see if I can skinny up to Trump. I'm gonna do a big one like this. Fucking. That's the question. I put it to everyone. On my tour. I was like, if we have a photo op with Trump, is anyone take it? Jesus Trejo is obviously Mexican, and so is Shane Torres, and Jesus was like, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? He goes, Birdman, he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, but you're a comedian. Don't you see all the fun in it?
Right.
And he was like, no, I don't. And I was like, oh.
But would he be mad about you doing
Did you
it?
just peruse their fucking merch store? Dude, that's my number one stop. I definitely gotta. I changed my merch because of you guys.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love my favorite fucking goddamn sweatshirts. The one I grabbed here last time, the camo hoodie with the Barstool on the side, and I wear it. I promote Barstool more than any one human being.
We do appreciate it. I don't think it's on purpose or anything.
It's
but
not on
we
purpose.
see Bert in Barstool a lot.
And then I started going like, why wouldn't I wear my snoopers?
Yes.
I go, and so I just made a merch like Barstools.
Merch is one thing that like we started out doing like silly T-shirts back in the day, like for our local teams that we root for, and it's just progressed to the point that like we just make clothing now. We're a clothing company as much as we are anything else at this point.
It's fucking genius.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole. I mean, I don't know. I'm a fan of the whole system here.
Yeah, the model, it definitely it worked. Definitely worked out.
Until my interview with Caleb Presley comes out and I look like a fucking racist.
Sunday conversation.
I'm not sure that's gonna be. Hey, by the way, shout out to Caleb. Can you guys just talk to him and make sure I don't look like an asshole?
Well, we can talk to him.
How long did you guys talk for?
A while.
Yeah.
Wow.
What'd you think of Glenny? Was Glenny there?
Love him.
Glenny Balls is just like he's like a pet. He's like a golden retriever that's just by our side, hanging out. He's the man.
He's the
unbelievable.
best. See what you got to do with guys like that. 'Cause that was going to be my destiny. You know that, right? Like that's
You
my
would be
destiny.
Glenny? Yeah.
That's me. If media hadn't caught up with where we were, I would
Yeah.
just be a sidekick on a radio show. I'd be
Right.
stunt boy.
Right.
Because that's who I am. It's
Right.
like I am consistently looking for approval. I was written up in Rolling Stone as the #1 party animal in the country.
Right. You
They
want
literally-
to be the star of attention.
Yeah.
You want the party to like you. Yeah.
But I got very lucky. I got really, really lucky and found stand up and was good at it.
Right.
Or good, not good, but good enough to
Yeah, good at it.
Good enough
Just say it.
good enough to be want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's the key.
You're good enough to be afforded the opportunity to get good at it. Right, because
Yeah.
by now you're fucking good at it, and back then you were good enough that people liked you, and
Yeah.
you could keep doing it, and then you perfected it.
I knew enough cheat codes.
Right.
So
How about Rosebud Baker?
she's great.
She's so fucking funny,
Dude,
man. She's one of my favorite people. She's been coming through here for a while. She's just a fucking pit bull. When I heard that she was opening for you, I was so happy for her.
She so I've never allowed a girl on our bus, like not even on our bus, like not even like, hey, I've had like some friends from high school come on the bus,
Right.
and my daughters have been on the bus, but like I don't allow women on the bus. like,
Technically,
at all.
Rosebud doesn't even count.
But even like especially a comic, I would never allow a female comic on the bus because as Peter will attest, I do get naked a lot.
I was gonna say because of what just happened.
I get naked a lot, and I'm respectful. I tell everyone I'm getting naked. Don't look in the back, but I'm not gonna fucking start shutting all the doors.
Right.
Like I'm getting naked, and I take showers on the bus. We live on the bus,
Right.
and they were like, "Would you like Rosebud to open?" I think Rosebud's so fucking funny that I was like, "All right, I'm willing to try it to see how it works." And I'm very candid with Rosebud. I was like, "You're living on the bus with us," and like. I can tell these guys what to do because it's the dynamic between men. I can be like, hey, we're not going anywhere tonight. We're gonna stay in tonight. We're gonna go out to dinner tonight. Like I can make the rules because I'm the boss. But with a woman, I feel weird telling them what to do.
Yeah.
And so we got her on the bus. And like the first night, I was like, we're in DC for the night. So we did 2 shows, and I was like, I'll get you a hotel room so you can stay in a hotel room, and then we'll, I don't want you to have to.
Sleep with a bunch of
I'm just
dudes,
trying to be
like-
respectful.
Yeah.
She's a married woman, and the next night we drive to Boston, and it was good. We had fun. Like everyone talked a little bit, but it's still feeling each other out. And then last night, I changed forever. I almost only want women on the bus. Rosebud, we started a joke, and it was like, and it's because it's Rosebud. I mean,
Yeah.
gender doesn't really fucking matter in this because Rosebud is just funny as fuck. I said to them, it was my birthday, they put streamers all over the top of the bus, like all in the bus. And I said, who did this? And they're like, well, we got the PA to do it, but he fucked up originally, and then he got the streamers. And I go, oh, did you guys walk in the bus and there's a bunch of women yelling, and you looked at them and you're like, we said streamers, not screamers. It was like a dumb joke, right?
Yeah.
And then we continued to do that for an hour and a half. And all anyone did was sit and you watched everyone think of the next one to tell. Oh, when you came in here, were there a bunch of people selling dime bags? And you were like, I said streamers, not misdemeanors. And it got to the point where we're in our bunks and we're opening our curtains. And I'm like,
Yelling them
dude,
out.
is it just a bunch of men's thighs? And you're like, I said streamers, not femurs. And we did it. And then Rosebud woke up and she goes, I've been in my bunk thinking about it all morning. And we had so much fucking fun. But that's a testament to Rosebud. I'd tour with Rosebud anytime.
Yeah, no, she is a her and Andy as a comedy couple are something.
Comedy couples. Let's rank them. You ready?
Oh boy. Well, they're my number one. They are my number one.
Really?
But I know
Tom
them.
and Christina.
I don't know. I've never
Rich
met
Voss and
Christina, but-
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Who are the comedy couples?
Right now, you not married, but you got Sam Morril and Taylor Tomlinson.
Oh, that's a big one. That's a power couple.
Yep. Rich and Bonnie, Tom Christina, Andy Rosebud.
Who's in like?
Chris Rock and his wife, ex-wife.
By the way, Chris Rock's so funny that I'll take it.
Dude, well, he's
Yeah,
no.
right.
Did you remember the joke he said at
Yeah,
9/11?
she's like the richest woman in comedy because of the divorce.
Joke at the 9/11 fund he did at MSG. He's like, my wife was the 4th highest earner. My ex-wife was the 4th highest earner in comedy last year.
I was sitting in bed today, going like, I have painted myself in a corner with my wife. Like, I cannot, even if I'm unhappy in my marriage, which luckily I'm not. If I was unhappy in my marriage, I cannot cheat on her because it will ruin my career. It will ruin my career on such a huge fucking level that I thought I have fucked myself. I tell a joke about Leanne and they just start cheering and I'm like, you don't know her. Like, and then
What you've done is you John Mulaney'd it.
So John Mulaney had this relationship with that lady, and I mean, I didn't know about his. I wasn't that into it, but like when he broke up with her, everyone sided with her.
Yeah.
And
You
I
had
was
no
like,
idea what was going on.
yeah, and I was like, oh,
And I don't even
shit.
think it was like, but he like, I mean, I remember like his bits where he's like, "That's my wife," and like it was like a big thing, a part of the act.
And and I think that people look at Olivia Munn and they're like, sideways at her. But and then I started going. I was laying in bed and I was like, all right, so who do I take the hit for? Like
which girl cheating or whatever would be worth the divorce?
who do I go? Okay, like.
Well, like, when people joke
I-
like that girl's ruined your life hot. That's what you're talking about.
Yes, like, and I was sitting there and I was like, now, I go, I'd be devastated if I fucked up one night and it was just some hot chick and she just,
just
there's
not
a
worth
certain
it.
momentum that happens. I've cheated before, never on my wife, but I've cheated. There's a momentum that can happen where you start watching yourself not say no. I've always caught myself. I've been very good. You want to hear a good story? You want to hear a
Always.
fucking good story? 100% true. I'll call my buddy Cowhead to prove it. So I go on my buddy Cowhead's cruise. Mike Caltz.
Cowhead?
Cowhead is Mike Caltz is his name. He's the biggest radio guy in Florida.
Okay.
And he out of Tampa, and he goes, "Hey, come on my cruise." I'm a young comic at the time. I'm not a young comic. It's whatever. It's 10 years ago or whatever. I'm not on Travel Channel. I'm just doing comedy, and the first night there is a gorgeous blonde chick that's hanging out with all of us. Big tits. Hot. I mean, fucking hot. I'm married. I have 2 kids. Hot as fucking shit. And we all start laughing. We're all telling jokes. We're all sitting at this piano bar. And I said something. I said, we're talking about goals out of the week. What do we want to accomplish or whatever? Whatever. She goes, I know my goal, and that is to fuck you tonight. And I went, and we all laughed. She wasn't laughing. And I go, that's not happening. I'm married. And Cowhead goes, he is the most faithful man I know. Out of all the men I know, that is the most faithful man I know. And she goes, we'll see. And she's like, we'll put him to the test
Yeah,
tonight.
she's probably not used to that response
At
ever.
all.
Yeah.
And so we're all hanging out, and she's getting close to me, and she's like rubbing up against me, like rubbing side tit on me, and I'm just like, and by the way,
And you're with Leanne at this point, or just a different girl?
Leanne's not on the cruise. She's
Okay.
not on the cruise.
But I mean, you're
I'm married.
yes,
I'm married.
yeah,
I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old probably at the time.
Yeah.
And so she is all over me. I mean, all over me, and it's innocent, and I'm letting it happen.
It's not.
But it's not. But like just like we're all partying, we're
Right,
having a good
okay.
time,
Dancing,
She
whatever,
sits
yeah.
over next to me.
Yeah.
She keeps making jokes. She's not touching me inappropriately, but we're around each other.
Right.
She keeps saying it, and I keep saying it's not going to happen. At the end of the night, I go, all right, I'm going to bed. And she goes, that's my call. And I go, hey, for real. And in front of everyone, I go, I sincerely appreciate it. You made me feel like $1 million tonight.
Yeah.
But I'm not, I don't cheat on my wife. And she goes, we're going to find out. And I went, what? And she goes, I'll walk you to your room. And I was like,
This is a challenge.
I go, don't. And she goes, my room's right by yours. I'm just going over there. So I get out, and she's following me. We get into the elevator, and she's sitting across from me, and she's like, how about this? How about you just let me into your room, and I'll suck your dick? And I go, I can't. I said, I'm married. She said, I give great blowjobs. And I'm like,
I bet you do.
I go, I really appreciate it. She follows me to the door of my cabin. And I get there, and I said, listen to me. I'm being sincere. I do not cheat on my wife. I appreciate all the fun. I don't know if it was a joke or not. I appreciate all of this. I feel like $1 million, but this is where this ends. I said, I'm going into my room, and I'm going to go to bed. And she said, and I'm going to stand in front of this door until you open it. And when you open it, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to suck your dick. I'm going to swallow it, and then I'm going to leave. And I'm like, okay. So I go in the room, and I shut the door. I grab a beer, I sit crisscross applesauce at the door, and I stare at her feet under the cabin. I
little
stare at her
shadows,
feet,
yes.
staring at her feet, and they're not going anywhere. I murder the beer, and then I go, I'm going to get so drunk that I pass out right now so that I don't do anything. I grab the beer, I murder it, take a shot, and I'm just staring at those feet, and I'm going, go fucking leave, just fucking leave. I woke up the next
right into
morning,
the hotel.
asleep at that fucking door, and the first thing I knew was her feet still here. I get out that day.
unbelievable
I go to the pool and she's there. I mean, better than like cool tattoos all over her. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I go up and she goes, and everyone's like smiling. They're like, what happened? And she's like, nothing. She's like, that's a good man right there. And then she comes over and sincerely apologizes. She goes, I apologize for my behavior last night.
Yeah.
She goes,
Think about reverse, man, you know?
Yeah. I'm standing outside this door until you let me in to eat your pussy.
Yeah.
And then she starts hooking up with this other dude, and I got jealous as fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my girl. That's my girl.
That's my crew's girlfriend. Come on.
So fucking calling Leanne. I was like, you suck.
Yeah, does Leanne, I mean, Leanne probably doesn't even think about these chicks that could be on tour or anything anymore. She just knows. She just knows the deal, right?
She has no care. She is so blindly confident that I won't cheat on her.
Right.
So blind and so that's what made me. I mean, we had a girl sneak on my tour bus one time. Sneak on my tour bus and hide in the back.
Wow.
And we found her, and my cousin Andrew was like, "What the fuck were you planning on doing?"
Yeah.
She was like, "Well, I figured when Bert came back here, I was just gonna see if he'd fuck me." And I was like, you didn't see any of my show tonight, like. And I was like, you have to leave. By the way, she leaves, and my tour bus driver Ron, the black dude, and no, I love him to death. He goes, "God damn it!" And I go, "What?" And he goes, "You just said no to that." She was actually. Whatever. I mean, it wasn't great, but she snuck on a tour bus. So, and I said, yeah, Ron. He was like, man. Day later, we're driving down in Fort Myers, and he goes, Bert, I figured out why you're a man of good fortune. I said, why? And he goes, because you say no to all that pussy. And I said, well, it's yeah, I guess so. And he goes, I don't know how you do it. I said, it's easy, Ron. You just say no. You just have one answer, and it's no, and just never not say no. Just know what you're gonna say. And he goes, no. Don't know how you do it. He goes, man, this job ruined my first marriage. And I go, you're not famous. You're just
truck driver, bus
you're just
driver?
a bus driver. Yeah. And he turns around from the bus seat and he goes, you'd be shocked what a bitch will do for a Nelly headband. You'd be shocked what a bitch will do for that. He goes, I got a long list of shit bitches don't do, and that's where my list starts. I said, bitch, what won't you do right now? Because that's what I want.
Man, on tour, though, like roadies and groupies and all that, I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, there's been...
Sure, the bus drivers fucking clean up whatever's left over, sure, you know?
I've had such... I remember two girls took me in D.C., I was with Taylor Tomlinson, and I said, these two girls want to go to strip clubs. You want to go with us? And Taylor's like, I do not.
Oh my God, imagine.
And I was like, they're lesbians. It's cool. We'll go. So we get there.
Taylor went?
No, Taylor bails, of course.
No
She's a
chance.
Christian. Yeah. And so we go there, and it's like, we're doing the DC Improv. It's fun. I go with their beautiful girls. We go to the strip club. I've always been allowed to go to strip clubs. And I go to the bathroom, and I sit down, and they have a drink for me. And I take a sip of the drink, and it tastes funny. And I go, oh my God, and by the way, I'm wearing like an expensive watch. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to fucking drug me and roll me. And I was like, oh, they also think I'm the kind of guy that's trying to fuck them. And then I just got up, I took the drink over to the bar, gave it to the bartender. I go, please give me a new drink. I got a new drink, sat down, had one drink with him, and I fucking left. I was like, oh shit, that's the thing you get yourself into where you start to not being able to say no.
Right.
So then what?
Why didn't you leave right away? You're like,
I finished the drink.
You're like, I still want to do a drink, though.
I wanted to drink. I was like, and I was nervous because I was like, I didn't know what had been given. I didn't know if it was anything in it. So I wanted to be around people. I told the bartender, keep an eye on me. So then today in the thing, I'm going, all right, so who is the chick? Where you go, I implode. And I'm trying to think. And so like, there's a short list.
Would it be famous?
Oh, it has to be. Oh,
okay.
Oh, it has to be
like
famous and very rich.
Yeah, okay.
It has to be famous and very rich. Because I'm giving up my career. I'm giving up all of it.
Right.
And like, there are women that I have seen in person where you go, that's actually a no-brainer. Like that's I'll tell you right
regular
now.
ass women?
No.
Oh,
I mean, no. I need them. No, but for me, I'm losing my career, so I need you to one, commit to me forever.
Oh, so you're talking like now you got sugar mama too.
Yeah, but it's never going to happen. So this isn't the scenario.
Okay.
There's one woman I saw in person. There's a couple, I won't say one name, but there's one woman I saw in person that she touched me I said to myself, okay, this is the one you blow it up for. Without a doubt, probably one of the most perfect women I've ever seen in my life.
And everybody would know who this
guess.
is, right?
You wait,
are you gonna tell
I'll
her?
tell you. I'll tell you.
Wait,
yeah.
you guys first. Guess.
But now in this scenario, she would have to. We'd have to have a friendship. I have to get to know her, get to know her, right? And then she at one point would have to be like, "Hey, I have fallen head over heels in love with you. I'm leaving my husband because I can't think of anything but you, and I just want to know if you have mutual feelings for me." And then, and at this point, I'd be like, "Well, I of course, everyone does. Everyone does." Okay. Yes.
And you met her.
I met this
And she's
woman.
married. That was a key.
She's married.
I
She's married.
was not going to guess a married woman.
Married. And by the way, she has also invited me and my daughters and my wife to go see a show. So,
Oh, to go see a show.
yeah, in Vegas. So she's a. By the way, this woman has no intention of this because she was very kind and reached out and was like, "Hey, if you guys want to come see a show, I'd love to comp the tickets, bring the girls.
Like
You can." And by the way, I've led into this so hard.
Mariah Carey?
Britney.
Britney?
No.
Britney's just got engaged. Shit.
No,
Is it
yes.
Gaga?
No.
Celine Dion? Who has a fucking
By the
Vegas?
way, no, I've met Celine Dion.
Wait, she just had like one show in Vegas? Or
No,
she,
I think she's doing a run there. I mean, this woman.
would fuck
This
Bert
woman,
in
when
fucking Vegas?
when you see her, when I saw her, I actually called my wife and I said,
Gwen Stefani?
"Boom,
Wow.
Gwen Stefani is awe-inspiringly beautiful. I mean, and I'm talking, every part of her body is perfect. I'm not even fucking around. Her fingernails, her hands, her skin on her forearms is."
But she got work done, right?
I don't give a
Doesn't
fuck.
okay. Yeah.
And she was the sweetest human being. Like, and where you go, oh yeah, I'd pull the pin.
When you say this,
But it would have to be.
Go
ahead.
Would Leanne go to a show with you with this, knowing all this?
Oh yeah, because
she just wouldn't care.
Leanne's like, good luck.
Whatever. Yeah.
Leanne will probably go, I'll give you a pass. See if you can beat out Blake Shelton. Sure, Bert. She's gonna go from Blake Shelton to that.
Blake Shelton just released a song that he sang. She'd never heard it before on their wedding day, it's a brand new song that he invented, which I don't think is a cool move. I think that's a lame move.
To drop an unreleased song at your own wedding?
Yeah, I think you're putting too much pressure on me. Like if my wife was like, "Here, I got a song for you," I'd be like, "Oh God!"
Sit there and listen to it and react.
I've never even heard this. Are you
fun.
fucking kidding me right now? Like this is the
And I gotta
most.
smile and laugh and cry.
There's
and all
so
that.
much anxiety.
I don't know
telling
the lyrics.
My family, like, "Oh yeah, it was beautiful." Like I don't like. What if I hate this fucking song?
Charlize Theron, she's one.
Oh yeah.
Charlize Theron.
So you got to type.
I definitely. I saw Charlize Theron in that the latest Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Was that what it is?
Oh yeah.
She just looks.
The one where she's in the box the whole time, in the glass box.
yes.
Yeah, buddy.
What's the girl's name? Who's the?
I was gonna say Rihanna. Rihanna was just what I had on mind. She does not fit your prototype.
Margot Robbie?
Boom.
Boom.
It's got to be a millionaire. It's got to be a millionaire. And Margot Robbie's pretty fucking astounding.
Apparently blonde.
I'm gonna shift gears hard here.
If I'm cheating on my wife, I'm not gonna get someone. I'm not gonna go to fucking someone who looks like her.
Right.
Fuck, I've already got that.
Camille Kostick.
Who is that?
That's Gronk's
Gronk's
girlfriend.
girl.
I need her to have her own money.
She's on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She's doing pretty good.
Are you a big Fast and Furious guy?
No, I saw
what the
the first one I saw was Fast and Furious 9.
What?
And I was like,
right in.
I could not stop laughing. I was like, this is a franchise.
Bert.
They went to space in a fucking Fiero.
Bert, you are missing. You would love.
I know I am.
I'm wearing a Fast and Furious shirt.
I know I am missing out, and I know that.
You'd like that.
And I know that because I enjoyed Fast and Furious 9, and I said I was with the executive producer of my movie, and he was like, if you enjoyed this, you would love the franchise. And I was like, why haven't I watched this? He's like, it just.
Well, in the beginning, it's actually kind of like a real movie. There's like a plot to it, and now it's just for fun, basically. But in the beginning,
they went to Ludacris and Tyrese went to space in scuba suits in a Fiero. Yeah. And I was crying.
Fat Astronauts is gonna have Matt Astro's gonna put that to shame, brother.
Well, now that we know where the parameters of believability are.
Who do you guys? You don't really do. You've never done guests on Two Bears, have you?
I think it's hosts, right?
No.
Yeah, you just have like if you're out.
We'll do
someone's
guest
in.
hosts,
Yeah.
but people, I mean, all we hear is how people don't want to see guest hosts.
Yeah, we go back and forth where sometimes it's like people love hearing that we have a solo episode with just us, but then sometimes the numbers bear out. Like,
Oh no, we don't have I think we did it where we didn't have to have guests because
Well, you don't
we did one
need
with
to.
Warren Sapp and you
Yeah,
could tell the
yeah.
energy was
Different,
our energy was.
but
different.
if you had you two and Shane Gillis were on an episode, you two and Dan Soder, you two and Chris, I mean, it would be fucking hysterical.
It
You don't
would-
need to
I
by any
wonder.
means, but
But here's the thing: is that like my comfortability with Tom
Yeah.
is very vulnerable.
yeah,
and like
yeah, you guys
I
do
I'm
have
not
a good
certain-
mix of like talking about real things.
I'm not certain I would share everything with other comics.
100%.
Or like I am very comfortable with Tom saying horrific things about me to me.
Right.
Like and with another comic joining in, I may go like I feel like I'm getting bullied.
Yeah.
Because there was like that would happen on Rogan sometimes. Like we do Rogan when all of us would get on, and there would be times where I'm like that I would be like I'm not
Teaming up.
Yeah, I like Tom, Ari, and Joe are all making jokes about me, and I'm just sitting there going, okay.
Fuck you guys.
And,
yeah.
and but I know they all love me, but then I go, but the guy listening thinks he can do that, and then I'm like, hey man, I don't fucking know you,
Right,
And
right,
so
right. That's why I think that's why you're a good podcaster because you think you're a better stand-up or a better podcaster?
better podcaster, way better podcaster.
Yeah.
I think I'm better at like, I think my
But
strong
if you
suit-
had to give up one, like if you could only do one, which would you do?
same money.
No, well, just I don't know. What's more lucrative for you? Because I bet it's not that.
It's stand up, right? No,
Well, stand up, the sky's kind of the limit because you can just like keep doing shows and
Okay,
shit.
so
But I
what-
bet if you're playing your cards right, podcasting can be.
I think they are. I think stand up is more lucrative. Stand up's more lucrative for
I feel
me
like,
right now.
but for how much the bang for your buck, like you could just sit and hang out with Tom and do Two Bears, and the rates will keep going up and the downloads will keep going up. Whereas, I mean, like you make a shit ton, but you earn it on stand up.
Oh, yeah.
Traveling the country, you're away from your family, you're on a fucking bus. Now I know you also enjoy a lot of that in the travel and the partying and shit, but it's not like passive. You can just hang out in that studio and bang them out and make a fuck ton. Maybe not the same, but
It's I'll tell you what. Ever since we started in Austin, it has been so much better. For whatever reason, I miss him. So like when I get
When
there,
you're there, it's, like, special.
It's special,
Yeah.
and like I flew in for
well,
it.
I do feel like me and him, like when we had another guy. Oh, you just talked to Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie came on our show, and it was absurd because it was like because we can't have that absurdity every single time because we
Yeah.
see each other all the fucking time. But if there was some separation and we got back together, forget about it.
Oh, it was lately. Like I think this week we put butt plugs in our asses, and
You guys actually did it, huh?
we bought butt plugs.
You were talking about it for a
Well,
while.
You'll see. We go as
What, bro?
we go as
How
we go-
big?
How are we not the first podcast to do that? We really, I mean, we you know
bought
why
us-
we didn't do that? Because it's not a fucking big deal.
we
Fucking amateurs over here making a big stink about a butt plug in their ass.
we attempt Tom
Did a
Tom-
podcast with it?
No. So we got. I mean, you got to watch the episode, really.
Yeah, yeah.
because it is.
It's the next one coming out this Monday?
I'm sure it's this Monday.
Yeah.
It's the hardest I have laughed when he. It is.
Does it
Did
go
you pop
in
it
and
out?
Like,
Yeah, did you pop it out when you were laughing?
so we
yes,
have-
I'm laughing right now. I feel like my asshole's
in,
flexing.
out, in, out.
It was. It's a good episode, but like that. But that's the fun of Austin is we got done 2 episodes, and then I have the full day off where my family isn't around. So all I'm
Yeah.
thinking is about the 2 episodes we're shooting tomorrow.
Right.
So I go to the sex store, and I was like, "Get me."
One of everything, my good man.
I literally said, "Get me everything for a guy," and there's one that I fucking kept. Let me tell you something.
Which one?
It's called the Man Wand. Google it.
Okay.
This thing is fucking bananas.
What were you in, like a romantic depot or some shit? Like, what-
Yeah, Romantic
Yeah.
Depot, and I go, "Give me one everything." And then now there's something I heard about a long time ago that I've never been able to find. Okay, so
You put your dick in that thing?
Staff pick. Not that staff pick.
Sorry.
The one that says staff pick on the red thing, the hole.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it. This
Okay.
thing
What
is
going on?
fucking bananas.
So that's
I
like a
don't-
Hitachi wand, but you put it's got a thing for your dick.
so what
Wait,
you do-
oh, I thought this was going up your ass. Okay.
No.
no, you put your dick.
I was
through
like,
there.
how does
Well,
that-
John, you could probably do that. I don't know. It's up to you and your asshole, really.
I thought there was
got-
a finger hole in the other part.
he goes, give me, I said, give me one of everything. And the guy gave me one of everything. And then we got it all. Tom and I went through and assessed it all. And when we got done, I said, God damn it, where's the fucking man wand? Because we didn't have it on the thing. And I couldn't find it. And my assistant must have put it in my bag thinking it was my Theragun. And
Sure.
so it's in my back. It's in my backpack. It was unwrapped in my backpack. And I'm like, I think I'm in the hotel room in Austin, and I go, I got to give this thing a try. I'm telling
So
you.
you just leave it in and it vibrates.
So
it doesn't.
It's
Or
really
it
hard
doesn't like.
No.
jerk it,
It's so when Tom and I did the dominatrix camps, right? We were dominatrix camps for a day. There was a point. I don't know how much I can share, but I'll just share it all. There's a point where we had tethered our cocks together with electrodes, and we were in our underwear. It was our dicks were tethered, and she was shocking our cocks, and we were seeing who would tap out first. And she's going back and forth, and then we get done. We both tap out. We get done, and she goes, "All right, you guys want me to make you guys come?" And both Tom and I looked at each other like, "Who's gonna say no first?" Tom's like, "I think I'm fine."
You sat on the floor, Indian style, started drinking beers.
I'm fine, but how would you do that if you were gonna do that? She goes, "Oh, I'll just vibrate your cocks until you come. It'll take like 2 minutes." And so as soon as she said that was my white whale, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I would love to find a new way to have an orgasm.
Right.
So I chased this white whale forever. I mean, there's another thing. So go back to the man wand. I'll keep that. Yeah. So go down to the next picture, like right there. So there's a thing like that's out on the market that I'd heard about. They're like, it's the new male sex toy. But it's like a big. It looks like a fucking spaceship. It goes around your dick, and it's got like these things. And I had seen it written up on the internet, and I could never find it again. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'd seen it, and I was like, I bet she had one of those. She never told us what she had.
Right.
So I go to the sex store. I give me one of everything. I get this. It's in my backpack, and I'm like, God damn it! I wanted to show Tom because I've been talking about this thing forever.
Right.
And then I go, all right, I'm gonna try it. So I try the first one first, that one first, and I don't feel it at all. And I'm like, so I go, what is she talking about?
That's just like not. You put it in
You
this
just
way.
lay it down, like, just lay it down.
Yeah.
And then you do it. So then she goes, so then I go, well, try
that
the other
one.
one. And I had a hard time getting my dick in.
Yeah.
It was because it's
gotta, like,
it's
lube that
pretty
up
small.
almost.
And I didn't have any lube, so I'm like literally going like, how the fuck?
Fucking raw dog in a Hitachi.
So I had to wait until my dick got soft to get it in, right?
So you thumb in a soft dick and then let it grow.
I am pulling soft dick in
stuck to
there.
your shoe.
Yeah.
Let me explain something to you. It didn't grow at all. I blew a load
Soft.
Wow. It happened so fucking quick that I went, and then I swear to you, as it happens, when you're like when a woman has an orgasm and it goes and everything contracts. I can feel my body going.
Yeah, think about it. You just had a female orgasm. That was just a clit. His dick was just like a clit.
What?
That's really
Oh,
what it was.
yeah.
You just
Yeah,
had
you
a
clipped
big
it.
clit. You had a clitoral
big
Let's just
orgasm,
say,
Bert.
you know those tiles that you can put in your wallet so you don't lose something? I have a tile on that thing. I will never lose that. I want to buy 100
I'm
of them.
gonna order this shit right
Dude,
fucking
it was-
now.
It was.
$150? You kidding me?
It was.
for the
it
life
is-
of-
And by the way, very high end.
Wait, with two penis. Oh, right. Okay, so it's got the round one, and then the other one
Penis
Why?
play.
Why even? I guess the other one, so you don't have to pull it through the like.
The other one does not work for me. But I mean, I really didn't give
Have
it
you
that
ever
much of
fucked
a
a
shot.
fleshlight?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Dude,
This motherfucker's in a podcast with a butt plug in his ass. I think he's fucked a fleshlight.
Yeah.
we did.
Who'd you fuck?
That's interesting. We have Christy Mack in the bus, but I haven't got. But because we kind of know who she is, I want to get her consent first to make it real.
Bro, when that royalty check came in, that was their consent. You're good.
So the first time I do it, we're in Miami. I've done Rogan. Rogan's like Fleshlight was their sponsor. And it was like back in the day, that's the only sponsor he could get was Fleshlight. And they were like, his managers and agents were like, dude, you got to stop this. Fucking, you're just selling porn toys. Mm-hmm. Rogan's like, hey man, they give me money.
Right.
So Rogan's like, you got to try a Fleshlight. Go grab one. And I go back to grab one and they're all out. I'm like, fuck. So all he talked about was how great it felt. So I'm in Miami that week, and I go in. There's a sex store. I'm going to get lunch, and I see a sex store, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they have a fleshlight. So I walk in, and I'm just like, do you guys have? My buddy has a thing. I don't know what it's called. I know. I'm just trying to make myself look normal.
Right.
And I go, do you have a flashlight? And the guy goes, no. And I was like, fuck. And he's like, I got fucking a can. And I was like, I'll take it.
Right.
So it's a bottle of Sapporo. It looks like a bottle of.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You unscrew the top,
yeah.
and you can fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't even go get lunch. I race back to my hotel room. I open it, and it's not a pussy. It's a mouth, and it looks like a dude's mouth. Like, come on, man, don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. So I fucked it, and then that's like the most humiliating thing in the world.
Dude, when
is to
you
clean it out.
Yes, when you come after a toy like that, it's like, oh.
I didn't clean it out. I just threw it away.
Yeah, I
had
fucked that thing all
Christine
through
Mack.
Miami, and then I was like, I can't bring this home. If I bring this home and my wife opens it, she's like, you have a real drinking problem.
Dude, they make one that's like it's like an egg-shaped one.
That's pretty good.
But I believe the one I had, it said like 12 uses. It's like not, you don't have to like, I mean, you probably should like clean it.
I think you should clean it
But it's
still.
like you're done after that, which is weird. I don't know why. Maybe there's like lube built into it or whatever. But I was like, I'm out of here. I'm done with this
It's
one.
like how they say everyone in Africa is going to get cancer because they reuse water bottles.
Really?
I'm sure, no, I don't know, but I'm sure that's it.
Wait, I've heard that. I know. My mom tells me I can only use
Yeah,
a
totally
water
same
bottle
thing.
3 times.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You can't jerk off with this too much because it's like using a water bottle.
Yeah, what do we got?
I
Yeah,
would
the
love-
egg thing, right? Yeah.
I mean,
Did it say anything about like you can only use a certain amount of times? Did I make that up? But
so
it was
here's
like
the question.
that
I've
thing.
never done this. I've never done anything like this with my wife, but she does give me a hand job.
Yo, a
sometimes.
good hand job is underrated.
Yeah.
Like if she's just like, yeah, that sucks. You can when guys are like, I could do that better. Yeah, you can do that better. You get a girl with like 2 hands and fucking into it. You can't do better than that, man.
I had a girlfriend who was just like game for hand jobs all the time. And she would just drive in the
Yeah.
car and she just like,
Pow, pow, pow.
yeah. And I remember just being like, God damn it. I remember
God damn, it's right.
At a disc golf course.
Like a frisbee golf thing.
Frisbee golf. And we'd all played frisbee golf and we got in the car and she was like, I kind of want to see your cock. And I was like,
Okay.
okay. And then I'm getting hard telling the story.
What the hand job what gets left out of the blowjob that you get with the hand job is you get the full dirty talk experience.
Yeah, there's
Blowjobs.
You gotta keep her mouth
is
active.
being
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Blowjob, you're in your head, right? Hand job, you're kissing them. You're
Yeah.
like, they're talking to you. It's
I
the
also
best.
don't
That's
feel
what I
bad.
would say. I
Sometimes I
never
feel
come from
bad
blowjob.
about like if I'm taking too long for a blowjob because she's like doing work.
Yeah.
Hand job, I'm sitting there, I'm trying to last as long as I can. I'm like, because
Yeah.
I know you can do this forever. You
My
know?
wife gave me the weirdest hand job one time. If you close your eyes, it was like you were getting attacked by an octopus. But she just
What, like tentacles,
no,
like different angles.
I was in my recliner. Girls are gone. Girls are in bed. It must be like 2 a.m. And she just comes over and she just reaches in my pants and just grabs it like this, and goes like this. And for whatever reason, I was just like,
Hitting that tip, bro. You know, you
Dude.
get that.
God, I'm gonna fucking. I'm on the road for 2 more nights. I'm gonna attack my wife when I go home. After this conversation, or that fucking man.
You really are. You and Leanne are your couple's goals, to be corny about it, man. You're
It's,
still banging. You're a partnership. You're a business together. You're great.
She just got her first sponsor on her podcast.
Awesome.
And I was like, it's Manscaped, and she does use my Manscaped. She came in, she was so proud. Her Manscaped read sucked so bad. It was like so. She missed key talking points that are very important in a pod. But she just, she read the copy, took in the information. She actually uses the Manscaped. She stole my Manscaped to do her bikini lines, and she's like, and I love it. I love it. I mean, they're coming on with one ceramic's gonna be on it, and it's gonna have a mower. And, but I guarantee you, her fucking turnovers is through the roof because
Definitely.
her fans fucking love her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll have a very successful podcast, like right out of the gate.
No, she's had her podcast for a while now.
if she's doing ad reads, like she's gonna
if
make
she does
bank.
ad reads, she is going to make bank because her fans will They will if we did podcast reads on. I should do that. I should just have us both do the same podcast reads, and then if they do put Leanne at checkout or Bert, she'll go fucking
Crush it.
bananas. Bananas. Yeah.
I mean, it's always a pleasure watching you guys do your thing. So, I mean, we could do this forever and ever and ever. But
too.
you want to go answer the internet?
Yeah, let's do.
Yeah, let's do that. So,
I got to give my voice a rest before the show.
Yeah. So, you want to plug anything? I mean, the people know.
When's this come out?
Tuesday.
He took my
Look at your
phone.
schedule?
Yeah, will you look at my schedule? Minneapolis. Oh yeah, look at. I just.
Please don't scroll.
I am in next week. I am in St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, then Minneapolis, Rockford, Illinois, Cleveland, Ohio, Austin, Texas, Sugar Land, Texas. Cleveland, Ohio is the one I'm looking forward to. Oh, those are all my dates. Yeah. So yeah, come Rocket Mortgage Field.
Cleveland
House.
feels like a Bert town.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I'm
Yeah.
always good for 10,000 tickets there. I love Cleveland.
Let me ask you this before you go. What is your highest and lowest? I always think it's amazing when it's like, I feel like I want to say like Sebastian at one point was saying like he can do arenas in Chicago, but he still had to do like relatively small clubs in other parts of the town. Are there cities where you're like, I'm doing like 100 tickets, or are they all monster now?
No, so Sebastian has big followings in big cities. Like I think he's doing fucking the Garden like 4 times when he's here.
It's crazy. He did something like 100,000 tickets in a weekend or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, Joe Coy's like that. Joe Coy
Yeah.
can do certain markets. He does fucking bananas. I think he's leveled so that they're all pretty big. But there's some places where those guys just Fluffy's like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
go to like San Antonio and he does like 8 nights at the arena or something.
Crazy.
And like Miami, and then but if you put him in like that's not, I don't know if that's accurate. Really, I don't. But
say
at a
Nebraska,
time,
though, but like
at
something like that,
At a
yeah.
time, there was like that. So for mine, it was like all this. It just all just rose at the same time.
Amazing.
So like I have bigger markets, obviously. Like Cleveland's a big market for me. Tampa's a big market. Boston's a really big market for me.
Do you miss doing small clubs?
No, because
Because they don't make as much money.
No.
I just feel like the people who say the club is like what the ceilings and the laughter, it's made for that and all that shit. Is that true, or is it just like
No,
that's
no, no,
that's
no.
what people who can't sell theater say?
No, a theater is the theater is the ultimate venue. And,
Yeah.
in all honesty, a 1,800 seat theater is like really fucking
Wheelhouse.
ideal.
Yeah.
And only because there's a leap once you get to a 3,500 seat, 3,700 seat theater. There's only a few that have done it perfectly, like Chicago, Beacon, the Chicago Theater, the Beacon. Like those ones are like. I mean, they are just fucking dreams. I was just with one the other day, or the one I was at last night in New York is 36, I think.
Are you doing Hulu? Like the one in
No. The Hulu's I think 5,000, 4,000.
the Beacon Theater?
No.
City Hall?
No, in Boston it was.
Wilbur.
No. Bill,
Oh, you were in Boston.
God damn it! If I'm there again Sunday night.
What does it say on there?
No, is it the
Wang Theater.
The Wang.
Oh, the Wang, yeah.
Wang was great. But and then you get some places like we were in Fort Lauderdale or Hollywood, and that one's 6,500, but it's a theater, and it's a theater for 6,500, and it is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They made a theater for 6,500,
That's huge, yeah.
and it's perfect. I mean, fucking 3-4 balconies, box seats on the floor. It just is perfect. I mean, just really great. And then the arenas are a different feel too. But like, I don't know. I kind of just like. I
Did it go steadily enough that you're not like are you nervous about size of or was it just like you always rose to the point that it's like it wasn't like a big jump like all of a sudden I'm doing 10,000 people, holy shit.
Well, no,
because you went steadily from like
no, it was a big jump when you do selling like a big weekend at a club would be to sell like maybe 1,800 tickets at a club. I'm guessing.
Right.
What's 350 times
like 5 or 6
times 7?
7. It's like a little over 2,000.
I can't believe I even pretend that was
2,000 people at a club would be a bang up weekend. You make like probably $75,000. 85 grand, maybe like 110 if you're doing that. Now you can do the math. It's 90% of the door, $35 tickets, 2,000. What's that math quick? 2,000 times 35 is 70,000. You make 67,000 roughly. And that's a bang up weekend at a club where you're like, nice. Then you do what happens is you don't make that same money. And this was hard for me to wrap my head around. You don't make that same money when you go to a theater because you're selling that exact same amount of people, but there's different price points on the theaters. And, but the idea to wrap my head around, so I'll go into Arizona and instead of doing a weekend, I'll do one night and then, or you add a show and you do, it's like doing 2 weekends in Arizona. That was the first leap where I was like, holy shit. Like, so instead of spending a weekend in New York, I'm just going to go to New York and do one show for all those people. And then you're like, fuck.
Saves time,
and then
energy,
and then the real mind fuck was like when you come in and you do, like, I never sold tickets in New York ever in my fucking life.
Really?
I've never. It's
even now?
No. Now I do.
You're
Yeah.
killing it, yeah.
Well, last time I was here, I did the Beacon twice, and you start going like, where did these people find me?
Yeah.
Like, how did like? Anyway, it's been, you know, you wait for the moment where it starts to regress, and you're like, all right, I'm going back into clubs.
You think that's happening?
It's gonna happen. It happens
When
to
you're
everyone.
like fucking 70. No,
No,
I mean,
it
like,
happens to everyone. I mean, it does. I mean, there's like big names. You know, you hope you can get lucky and just slow ride it for as long as you can.
Yeah.
And just keep enjoying it. I mean, like even Kevin Hart was doing stadiums.
Yeah.
And
now it's like,
I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to do stadiums, but he's just doing arenas now.
Right.
Or like jump. I know, but like he was doing like 70,000 tickets in a night. And so
what's the price point for what is your tickets? I mean, I feel like Kevin Hart.
no idea.
I feel like Kevin Hart could sell for like $100 a ticket, and they're probably still paying it. You know what I mean?
I think
like,
they
on
are.
that level? Yeah.
Well, I think.
Imagine like 70,000 people at like $89 a ticket or some
Dude,
shit. It's fucking insane.
But you look at all the big guys, right? Like, I mean, fucking all the big guys. I'm not gonna name names, so I don't want to call people out. But like all the big guys, right? That were the biggest like 10 years ago are now, or some of them are not at where they were.
Right.
So you just got to be comfortable with the ebb and the flow,
Yeah.
Right.
and then go. Like for me, this ride has been a blast. And when we go back and we're like, hey man, we're just doing the Wilbur for a night, 2 shows. I'll be very fucking cool with that because that first leap to the Wilbur was amazing.
Right.
I don't expect to be. You know, it'd be great if I could just keep putting out cool content and keep writing hours. But like the pace we're on, like this is my 5th special in 4 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you think that I mean, that's obviously a new thing because specials have kind of become.
That can't be right. This is my 5th. Will you see when I did The Machine, when The Machine came out? The Machine, Secret Time, Big Boy. This is my This is my 3rd special in 4 years. And my 4th special. It'll be my 4th special in 5 years.
Right.
But that's the clip that Bill Burr and Louis put us on. Was like, time to write, new material. It makes sense.
It does feel like a prime to me, like an athlete almost, where it's like you're at your peak and
dude,
go,
I'm in my
go,
prime
go.
right now. I'm healthy. I mean, I feel still.
Yeah.
I'm young.
Yeah.
I can do all the work. I love writing.
Right.
I have like I'm dialed into my voice.
Dude, The Machine was 2016. That's crazy.
2016 was when I released.
Even
The
look at
Machine.
your face in that and that logo. You don't even look like the same guy.
What is that?
Nuts.
16, 17. What's that?
That's 5-6 years.
6 years.
5 years.
So 4 specials in 6 years.
Bananas.
But I'm like,
Thank God for that story, man.
God, you have
Thank
no
God
idea.
for that fucking story.
Thank God for that teacher.
Yeah.
You know she's coming to the show tonight.
Yeah, I heard. That's awesome.
She thank God, I talked to her on the phone for like 45 minutes the other day. And I was like, thank God you were hot. Because if you had not been hot, I would have left. If she was ugly, I that sounds horrible, but I just would have left.
Facts.
But she was hot, and I was like, I'll sit in a room and look at a beautiful woman for a scene and do no work. And I totally forgot she was coming
Change
tonight.
your life
But
forever.
Changed my life. Dude, thank God. Think of all the sliding doors that had to happen to get me here, right? Thank God for Rogan.
Yeah.
Rogan's the first person, like, you need to tell
There's
that
a lot of
every
guys
day.
who can say that.
There's
about
a
Joe,
lot.
you
Yeah,
know?
there's a
Yeah.
lot. I can name them. I could run a list real quick.
Yeah.
But like, thank God for Rogan. He's like, you need to tell that on stage. That's your story. That's your story.
That's what's interesting to me because earlier you were talking about like blueprints and stuff like that and how you share the blueprint with the younger guys.
Joe is the blueprint maker.
But the blueprint is have this, like it's first of all be fucking hilarious. Like that's got to be step one, right?
Yeah.
So like I can't help you with that.
Yeah, there's
It
not
could
like a
be-
blueprint that fits all.
Yeah, I feel like what is what blueprint do you give? Like be hilarious, have a great story, have a lot of great stories, live your life to the point where you have a lot of great stories, and then you get lucky a few times. That's what I think the blueprint is for everything. So I think it's hard to give a blueprint.
I think there could be a blueprint in the sense of like how you use the internet and get a social media presence, do the promo type videos that are interesting.
Yeah.
Probably have a podcast, but yeah, otherwise it's like be a good
Be
stand-up
incredibly
comedy,
talented.
I think
What do you think about? I feel like kind of going back to being podcaster versus a stand-up. I feel like there's a lot of guys who feel like they need to be a stand-up, and I think podcasting is its own like art
yeah.
now, and you can just be a podcaster.
Oh, fuck
you know?
yeah. Let me tell you something. I look at like Dan Cummings got a great podcast called Time Suck. And he also is a fantastic comic. But if that guy ever decided to stop stand-up and just do his podcast,
Right.
I almost think he'd be 10 times more successful.
Yeah, sometimes that's what I mean.
You know?
Sometimes if you're just
'Cause-
like, this is
But
what I do,
he's selling
lean
great
into
tickets.
that.
He's
Yeah.
selling great tickets, and you don't want to
don't wanna,
to
like-
shortchange that. But his podcast takes a great deal of work,
Right.
And so you think, on those podcasts where you do the research, you're like, fuck, man. My blueprint in my book is start a podcast, get on stage, and then my blueprint is like, I was saying this last night, I don't want to hang out with people that aren't obsessed with it. Like, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with podcasting and stand-up. Like, obsessed. That's all I want to talk about. Like, and if you don't want to talk about it, I don't want you on my bus. I don't want to be around you. And let me tell you something. You hang out with Joe, you're also going to get hunting and MMA. But when I hang out with him, I mean...
all business, all comedy,
It's-
all
dude,
internet.
when I
yeah.
talk to Tom, all we talk about is stand up, who's doing who's doing what, where people at, podcasting, ads. Like it's like if you're not obsessed with the thing you're doing, just find the shit you're obsessed with.
We got to stop talking about our balls. All right, let's go answer the internet.
I think I would be cool if you. If you just did. I wonder if my podcasting would get better or worse. The answer is this.
if you just
I know the answer.
did podcasting, would it get better?
I did that during the pandemic
Yeah,
for 17
right.
months. We just did podcasting. And I didn't do stand up. I did stand up towards the end. We did those tours, but
After Eliza invented the drive-in.
I fucking love Eliza. Fucking that made me laugh so fucking hard. When Tom and I weren't doing stand up, I think our podcast was bananas. That's
Because that's where you're getting
that's
everything
Jennifer
out,
Aniston.
right?
That's Jennifer
Yeah,
Aniston.
yeah.
That's Kool-Aid.
Right.
That's like all the big hits from Two Bears where I fall out of the chair laughing. That's
Yeah.
all when we were just in the pandemic. And we were no stand up. So any idea we had, we took
That's
it
what
there.
you're doing it. Yeah,
And,
saving it. There's no saving for the show for the stand-up.
Oh, I told a
Just-
story. I told a story on his podcast on Two Bears the other day that it killed, and I said, "Hey, take it out."
Right. I'm going to save that for the show.
I'm
for
I'm
stage.
opening my special with it. Now.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
That's why your
I did it. I
stand-up
did
is
it.
better, but
I did it on the podcast one time, and this is how I learned it. The joke I wanted to open "Hey Big Boy" with was. I took a shit in Japan once. It was so bad, the guy in the stall next to me threw up. and we were in Japan, so I thought he was talking to me. He was like, and I was like, I have no toilet paper. I don't know what you're saying. Dude, yeah. I told him on the podcast, and he
throw up
fucking
right now thinking
he
about it.
fell out of the chair, and then I was like, fuck.
Save it.
And
That's
but
gotta suck,
but it
though,
stayed
like-
in, and then I would try it on stage, and people were like, I heard that. And I was like, fuck.
But
So-
then after you do it on stage, will you run it in a podcast?
No, if I do
You're
it
going
on
to reach
stage,
so many people.
I will take bits that have not worked on stage and take it to a podcast because I can workshop it.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the bits that I did one night, which didn't work the first night, didn't work the second night. Then you take it on a podcast, fuck around with it. Was the premise was how long should you let a mouth rest after a blowjob before you kiss it? But it just came off aggressive to the women. They're like,
Yeah.
so you see me as like a
just a
piece
whole-
of meat
Yeah.
that you'd let rest. And I was
Leave it on
like-
the counter for 40 minutes before
Yeah.
you.
But yeah, so
Well, luckily you're just fucking great at both of them, dude. So
well, thank you. I love both of them. So I don't like.
it shows too, though. It's like I feel like the reason I think you're very good at podcasting is you're always ready to be like, you kind of did it with us right now. You're like, okay, well, let's all come out of the closet about something, or okay, let's top five this.
That's
or
my favorite. That's my favorite
forward,
thing.
Yeah, you
When
furthered the conversation all the time.
The second I knew Two Bears One Cave was going to be good was I came up with a suck a dick challenge. Do you guys remember this?
No.
Okay. So
What are we gonna do here?
you take a bottle of water, okay?
This is too big.
It needs to be a brand new bottle of water, and
Two bottles of water, please.
this might be pretty aggressive to do it with. I'll tell you the challenge, and you can decide if you want to do it.
Well, we're gonna do it.
But the whole goal was we were complaining that women didn't swallow, and we're like, well, it's got to be if a guy doesn't alert you to it, it's got to be hard to swallow if you're just sucking a dick,
And all of a
waiting
sudden,
for it.
yeah.
So then I said, what we should do is we'll put I'll hold the water bottle. You put your head on it and you suck it, and then I won't tell you, and I'll just squirt it, and you have to swallow it. And we were spitting cum out of our noses, and we were like, "Fuck, that would be really hard."
This is not like skinny, but I'm game.
I'm game.
Do we have? Does Kelly have any?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
And the second Tom decided. The second Tom decided to do it and put his mouth around the bottle, I went, "Oh, we're gonna have a lot of fun." Like, cause,
yeah, there it is. I mean,
yeah. Like, I knew I'd do it, but I was like, "Will Tom do it?" And then when Tom decided to do it, I was like, "Oh, this is." And then
it's gonna be a good show.
But the thing is you can come up with crazy ideas, and then Tom will go, I say we do it. And so like one of the ones, don't take a sip. That's part of the game. Yeah, it's got to be full. So ready? Let's play a game. All right. How are we gonna do this? Everyone get someone else's.
We gotta suck and drink.
Wait, hold on.
Suck and squeeze.
Wait, so you grab.
Oh yeah. So I grab yours. Oh, this is fucking. See, this is what it's about. This is what it's about.
Let's take our balls out too when we do it.
Okay. Okay. Now.
Also, what kind of loads we dropping?
It's up to. I mean, you just try to estimate what your average load is. Okay.
I mean, you give this a squeeze, it's coming.
Yeah. So we now the whole key is not that we all don't come at the same time. I had a chick suck my dick one time, and she goes, "Do you have a hat? I want to keep my hair out of my face." And I was like, "Sure." And I gave her a hat. She put it backwards, and I was like, "I feel like Fred Durst is sucking my dick."
Dude, I know a video with Cagney Lynn Carter giving a blowjob with a backwards trucker hat on. I'm like, that's the sexiest shit I've ever seen. I did have a Fred Durst fetish.
Okay.
All right, we're sucking this for like a few seconds here.
Yeah. Really give it some work. You made yours come by yourself. You started making it come. You went so hard on it. You were like, you were gagging, and I was like, I think he's coming already. And then you came, and I was like, what? And I think I came because you came.
You were sucking that dick,
You were
man.
going hard.
I was turned on. I think I was hearing myself, and I was like, "Oh, everyone else is really sucking. I can get harder." And I wasn't gonna let you guys give a better blowjob than me.
Hey, how did you guys get COVID? We're not getting better than that, guys.
No, that's it.
This is the best episode of anything I've ever done. This should be a new challenge when you have a guest on.
If you're okay giving us the blessing, we might do this every fucking time.
All you got to do is promote my tour dates. Guys, Bert Kreischer is going to be in Cleveland. All right, get over here, suck this dick.
All right, the holiday season is approaching. All I want for Christmas this year is YouTube subscribers. We got to get to 100,000. I want that 100,000 plaque.
Subscribers?
We've got a goal for all you out there, for everybody. At 100,000 subscribers, Polly Feitelberg will join us on the show. Maybe Well, if not, we'll probably have to trick her into it. But at 100K, you will get poly content. So subscribe, click the bell icon so you get notifications so that you're always watching. Leave a comment below. Talk about it. Post about it. Spread word. Tell your friends. 100,000 subscribers on KFC Radio for Poly Feitelberg. Let's make it happen.